Alright, and we're back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Eternal Undermountain. No, that's the wrong one.
That's the wrong.
That's on
word.
Wednesdays.
One job.
One job! Okay, welcome back to the Dorkvision stream. Where's everything? There it is. There's the button. Okay. You can watch the Dorkvision stream every Sunday from 9 p.m. to midnight. You can watch our sister stream called the Eternal Undermountain stream every Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. And yeah, you can find my books on DriveThruRPG, as well as some of them on the DM's Guild. I'm also doing Q&A sort of stuff on Thursdays now, so feel free to drop by if you ever want to just hang around and chat and maybe see my prep process or play video games or whatever we want to do. In the meantime, last time on the Dorkvision stream, you guys had made your way to Phamlidanh, and after exploring it a bit, you guys set up a meeting with the Primordium Court, with the genie lords that rule over the mythical genie city, Kazmuash the Enlightened, Jael the Shrewd, and Zazmabad the Prudent. They denied Amon his wish under vague circumstances, but it turns out that they weren't entirely being truthful with you guys, as there is a fourth genie lord, the Lord of Water, Shizarim the Sagacious, and she appears to be missing.
There's nothing vague about the situation. You're just being a bitch.
Well, they were vague about what they wanted from you, and were very disagreeable. You guys sought your way out into the streets of Phamlidanh looking for answers, and instead found a potion merchant, as well as Trazir, next to Pyramine's potions. After buying some fiery potions and asking Thrazir for a meeting, and to, send his little birds out, um, you guys made your way up the city towards the promenade and Genasi hold, and got some actual healing potions from a shambling mound called Tree Sap after trading some, well, tandoori chicken with them. You also met with a jinni specifically at the Temple of Ishtisia, and they were a philosopher of sorts, or at least something of the sort, and you guys once again bargained with them to try and trade information, and then tested the Myrmidon guards with cats, and unlocked the final 9th cat from the Wand of Catcalling.
Yay!
A lot happened last time. It's a big city.
Toiga.
Yes, the Toiger cat. What did you guys name it? I forget.
Rock. Shaza. Rock for short.
Right.
Oh, right, yeah.
Rakshasa.
A rock. Who has the attention span of a rock.
Precisely. Right. You guys have the floor. I should say before you get the floor, you guys are still at the Gawking Human, the tavern overlooking the lava pits, and believe one of the tavern keeps went up to you and told you guys that someone had requested that you meet with them in the morning. But I think you guys are still there for the night?
Yeah, we're gonna take a
And
nap and then.
we assumed that it was Razier because he's banned from talking human.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
banned from the Gawking Human.
Mao was gonna scry on what's her face, Smolder, and
Smolder.
I was gonna wait until people were going to bed before I want to try and commune with the gods again.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I should probably use that spell as well because this is relevant.
What are you gonna do?
Prep commune when I had the chance.
Yes.
Oh,
Um,
by the way, Crash, since I'm out of commission when it comes to spells, you should shoot Amon with your spell so we can get the rod's charges.
Yeah. So let's do that now, and then I'm going to sit down and copy the rest of the spells that I got from the other spell book into my spell book.
Having
So,
with how many levels of stuff me with.
Okay, so you have 2 5th level spells now,
So,
and
total.
and 3 first level, and 1 second level.
Right, 28 points.
You have to slap me if you want one.
For the Hellish Rebuke.
It's the only one I have.
And it's still. I mean, Amon, I think, would like to slap you now.
No, it's fine.
I
Give us a
don't think it would make much of a difference. There's fire everywhere.
Oh, wait.
So they wouldn't even notice.
And 2 level 3.
Damn. Yeah, because it's not actually been an eventful day, has it?
Yeah, it has been, and these new spells are freaking phenomenal, and
if-
are
if-
actually not AOE, which is what all of my other crap is.
Yeah. So long as you're, if remember that if you just hope that you don't get it, you don't want to spend everything necessarily because actually you do. Your cantrips are good enough generally.
Mhm. Yeah,
In fact, you don't want to be
I'll
spell
get it anyway.
I
if you-
hardly cast anything else, so
Exactly.
yeah, I blew everything that I have on you, and it'll be fine.
Good. You guys fill up Amon's rod, everything you
Wow.
got,
Wow.
and yeah, it's
Hey,
it's
only
total
you
charges.
went there. I didn't say anything.
Mm,
Don't know what you're talking about.
okay.
Also, I guess just as a reminder, the spells in that spell book are things that you can prepare, not extra spells, right?
Yeah. No, these are a part of like my. I only wrote down, I think, like 1 or 2 of them. I didn't get all of them in, so
Gotcha.
so that's what I've used. But there's I think one more that I still need to copy down and use and do all the preparation stuff for that.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Is anybody doing anything else tonight? The nightlife doesn't seem to quiet down too much in Phamlidanh, so you guys can do what you want. Or we can just follow through with what you guys wanted to do.
Not particularly.
I've been ordered to not steal things.
It's gonna people would kick your ass with the powers they have here. It seems like.
Yeah, that will unmake you on a whim.
I mean, you might be able to hold toe to toe, but then if they had friends, it gets pretty messy, and we aren't going to be able to do what we came here to do.
We're caught disturbing the peace. Like, we don't want. It'll get messy here.
Anyway, I'll just scry on Smolder. I'm just trying to cause trouble in my own little orb.
All right. So, Mao, I guess we'll do you first since you're the most recent in my mind. You scry on the orb, imagining Smolder, the shopkeep back from Allore that had left, it seems, in light of the recent conflicts arising. And Smolder does come into view. She seems flanked by 2 gargoyles, which not unusual. She does control those sorts of creatures in her dealings.
Mm-hmm.
And she is standing not beside a counter like she normally would be. It looks like she's talking to another Genasi. In fact, it looks like a very familiar sort of location. It looks like she's on the planar promenade right now.
Guys!
Now.
Guys!
Hmm?
Smolder's here.
Oh, really? Cool.
Holy crap! Wait. Boom Crash, you have sending now?
Not anymore.
Yeah,
well,
flew off the rod.
I'm saying the spell for after we take our rest, and we kind of want
Yes.
to rest up before anyway. So
Yes.
we could always give them a little heads up later, maybe. Give them a little, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
We could find out so much information about Allore.
Yes, I believe that's
She-
probably a really good idea.
She her ways.
Yeah. I completely agree with that. We can totally send her a message tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it looks like she's mostly just doing business sort of dealings from the rest of your scry. Nothing too unusual.
Okay, that's pretty much it.
Right. What did... so Zimasu, you wanted to try and petition your deity?
Yeah, I want to just go into the stall and do a bit of a prayer thing, but I'm waiting for everybody to go to bed.
Into the stall. Right. You wanted to go into the pooper.
The closest thing to privacy I can get.
Sure.
We have 2 rooms, so like Boom Crash
Wait.
and Mao are in one, and Amon and you are in another. So as soon as Amon goes to bed.
Pretty much. And yeah, we're in an inn, so I think the bathroom's the best thing to be able to
Yeah, probably.
hear.
You head down the hall into the wash closet, which appears to be a hole in the ground leading into the lava pits below. It's pretty cramped. What do you do?
So I guess I pull out my holy symbol. Does it still hurt me, or is it just nothing right now?
It seems to have dulled down. It's no longer burning, but you don't really feel the same comfort that it once gave you.
Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of start a sort of basic sort of prayer, but then kind of hesitate in the middle of it, and then I'm like, you know what? Because I was originally my god was Hieronius, of course, but because of the world's kind of gotten bigger since I started off, I'm just gonna go to any listening deities, to all divine gods. The world has grown bigger to me since I have first embarked on this path. I was asked to consider my oath last time I communed, and I have time to reflect, and I think I have a better answer. My duty, first and foremost, is to seek out corruption wherever I go, and travel where others can't or won't. I know that the end doesn't always justify the means, but by my oath I will follow the path to the common good wherever it takes me, and bear whatever burdens I accumulate. I do not regret in aiding my comrades, but I also understand that sometimes unnecessary actions can be taken, and I recognize that it is also my duty to steer those who are close to me away from the paths of excessive violence or unnecessary bloodshed, corruption, and evil. I am not sure if I have repented enough to regain my powers yet, but that has not dissuaded me from my oath. And so, if no gods will hear me, I will still continue on my quest and seek power as needed. This might not be the first time I might have to utter this sort of pact, but I still will continue on my journey. To any who are listening, I ask for any sort of response.
You are penitent in the empty stall, and going to have you type \GM roll and then roll 1d20.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna need you to type \GM roll and then
GM. Okay.
1d20.
Yeah, all one word. For GM roll.
And that didn't work the way I wanted.
You can also do \GR apparently, and then space, and 1d20.
It was the space that I think was missing.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Where's the capitalization or the space?
There we go.
There it is. Thank you.
Sorry.
Your roll has been noted.
Okay.
I don't like that.
I'm gonna try and wait back for any sort of response to here for a little bit. Keep on sort of like going over thoughts.
You are penitent and continue to think. Meantime, the moments roll by till you hear a voice echoing throughout the chamber. Hey, you gonna be in there all day?
Nah, finishing up.
There's other people here, you know.
There's more than one stall, I thought, but all right. Give me 2 minutes. I'll pretend there's no plus or anything. I'll just pretend to get my shit back together and then open the door.
You open the door. There is a what looks to be a half leafy woody elemental and half flame elemental. You're not sure how the two mix, but they seem very cross with you. They grab the door handle from you and just say, "Thank you. Have a good night." And then they slam the door, and you can hear a sigh of relief from the other side, as well as a strange sizzle.
Oh no.
I thought there was more than one stall. Are they all other occupied?
There's one on each floor.
Oh, okay. Alright, I guess I just go back to join the party.
Go back and join the party. Amon, are you doing anything tonight besides preparing new spells?
I think it's just best to prepare for the morning, because we need to see what the security of the confluence will be like, and we need to get up there early to have audience.
Well, we're going not to the confluence first. We're going to meet Thrazir supposedly first for breakfast.
At the same
And then
time.
we're
now
going
I'm
to
wondering.
confluence.
I hope
Now I'm
he eats
wondering if it's
fast.
Smolder.
Long story short, I think I'm gonna take an early rest.
Okay.
You guys settle in at the Gawking Human, and the night passes uneventfully. It's a welcome respite from the long trip here. In fact, it's rather comfy, considering the Gawking Human being the cheap seats. It's leagues better than anything you've really been in Allure, as far as the taverns go. The pillows are soft, and accommodating, and the air is surprisingly tepid, in spite of it being above lava most of the time. And you guys awaken and convene outside.
Everybody get a good night's sleep? Should we roll for restfulness?
No. You can if you want to, but it's an automatic success.
We're in a comfy
Huh?
place with pillows and blankets. I think we're good.
I have.
Feeling pretty good.
I did pretty good. A useless roll did really well. Alright, let's go meet that mysterious person. Drazir, you're thinking? I have my money on Smolder.
I mean, I'm
Holders our contact, you mean, or that's...
I don't know. We don't quite know yet.
I'm pretty sure it's Razir. If it isn't, we'll kick their ass.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but he's not supposed to be in the Gawking Human.
which
Did
is
you tell them that?
hilarious to me.
Yeah, I think you told them.
Yeah, because we got the letter that said the mysterious person. It's like, your friend has said that they wanted to meet you, and we're all just like,
Who is not allowed to come in to talk to us like themselves?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair.
It's a vampire. Ah.
So we have to
There's
go
that.
to the Sangam, right? Is where we're
Yeah.
heading? Okay.
Yes.
Let's go to the Sangam for mimosas.
So this is early in the morning then. Can we just do like a
Mimosas.
observation check to see kind of like how the morning is different from the night? I don't know.
Sure.
Anything interesting from like people walking about? Would this be like insight?
You head outside, and, well, at least into the lobby, and the Gawking Human is slowly picking up a bit back to life. There are some Genasi that are nursing hangovers and getting some light refreshments here, but it looks like a bunch of people are just going out into the streets to look for street food, to wake themselves up, get something unusual in their mouths, and yeah, it's just slowly coming to life, but it doesn't look like it ever really ceased.
Do we get Las Vegas vibes? Or whatever the fantasy equivalent is?
I mean, it's not a den of gambling or whatever.
Well,
Stuff to do.
who knows?
Do we
You
know-
haven't
we know
explored
of.
the city.
True.
It mostly looks like a place of commerce, but you haven't really gone to any of the entertainment areas yet. Besides the Gawking Human.
Well,
Okay. Well, let's go and get breakfast with our buddy. Or our new friend, because it might be a new friend.
Okay. You guys head up to Sangam. Doesn't look like the Shambling Mound is out today.
Because we cleaned out his stock.
He just
I don't
went
want to
into
buy another
hibernation.
chicken.
As you head up through the Genasi Hold and make your way to the Planar Promenade, the customs people are starting to let people in through the gates. It looks like there was a brief period where nobody was going through, but they've started back up again, and they're announcing that they have, and people are starting to come in and out of the various portals to the inner planes. It's starting to pick up as far as the number of people here. You guys are kind of pushing through a small crowd of people that have just burst through all of the portals that were waiting for them to open. And let's see. Hold on a second. You guys come upon what looks to be a Genasi made out of, like, wood. They are just completely made out of wood with branches in their, like, hair that are branching outward and back and away from their scalp. There's stray twigs that are growing on their, like, forearms and their legs, and their eyes are just a vacant white. And they push through a bunch of these crowd goers, and they come upon you guys. But please, please, I just need a little money. I need to get back to Arborea. Please, help.
Let's do some insight checks. Mal, can you help me with this?
Mm,
Or you're
trying to
probably a
make sure
better
he's not
insight.
gonna pick my pocket.
Please, someone,
Yeah.
anyone.
I have bad insight. I should have had helped you.
It looks like he's mostly talking to just about anybody that will listen. He vaguely stops upon you and then continues asking people for money.
Genasi, are you sure he's a Genasi? Because, like, that seems weird. They're made of materials, not organic matter.
Mao and Boom Crash. He seems to be some sort of vagrant that's, like, begging for money. You're not sure what the story is about, but they seem desperate. Yeah, I think that's all I can really give you there.
And those were good rolls. I mean, that guy looks really desperate, don't he? Or is he just faking?
He seems genuinely desperate, but I don't know what exactly is the story there, though. That's the thing.
You think he might have some info on the goings on around this place?
We can ask, but honestly,
He wouldn't, because he's trying to get out of here. So that
he's
like, he doesn't care about this place. So
yeah.
I think
It's
we got an appointment. Let's vamos.
we have an appointment.
He
So
sees you guys,
um,
like, glancing over at him while talking, and he stumbles towards you guys, and he kind of, like, falls on his knees and says, please, please, I just need some money to get back to Arborea, or at the very least, just some Arborean mead, something to wet my whistle, anything.
Ah, yeah, there we go.
Oh.
There's the reason.
Can you give us a little bit more info why you're even in this city then?
Well, I gotta keep on walking.
I'm
I gotta
walking.
be drawn attention as is. So
You guys continue walking. Zumasu,
follow.
he's grabbing at, like, your armor, like, as he's, like, leaning on you, and he's just like, please, stay, hear my tale.
I'm gonna shake him off. Then I'm like, whoa! You don't get anything from me if you're trying to touch me.
I didn't mean anything.
Why are you trying to get out of the city so desperately?
Will you hear me? No one will hear me.
You got 30 seconds.
I'm not like this. I was just an elf. I was cursed to look like this. I can't remove the curse myself. I need to get back to Arborea.
Insight, I guess. Does he seem like he's telling the truth?
You can try.
I'm bad at insight right now.
You're not sure. You're gonna have to take it at face value.
How much do
he
you
was
need?
cursed. Was that something that I could cast detect magic on?
You could certainly try.
Okay.
Boom Crash was hanging around like a few steps behind hearing this.
No, it's Boom Crash would have tossed him a coin or two.
Yeah, Mao and Amon had moved on.
Yeah. So,
I'm just
but
trying to get him
yeah, and she wouldn't leave you behind either. So.
okay, guys, do you want to hear something awful but kind of cruel and hilarious?
Yes.
Okay.
Always.
Mao is
Because
definitely
I was
listening.
trying to I'm preparing clairvoyance, just commune with to see what's going to happen and such. I moved the remove curse to clairvoyance.
I also, if I wasn't powerless, I could remove curses as well.
That's hilarious. I love this. This is so good. Okay, I'm gonna cast detect magic on him and see if I can see anything.
As your eyes glaze over and you gain visibility of magical auras, you can see that there is one surrounding them. They seem very... they're glowing green with transmutation magic.
Oh shit.
Did somebody do this to you?
Yeah, there's definitely a transmutation spell in effect here.
Here,
I'm gonna.
I'll get this guy, even though he's not the general
Uh,
of the
I'm-
Kanaten army.
And also, that I say this telepathically. Like, I'm not saying this in front of this dude. Like, there's definitely transmutation magic around him, so there is
Um,
something going on.
Follow. I'm just gonna tell him to follow us. Be chill. We'll talk to you for a moment. We'll hear you out for a moment.
Oh, please.
So that we don't draw attention. So be chill. Okay.
He gets to his feet. I thank you for listening to me.
Walk with us for a moment. So who did this to you? Keep your voice down.
My name is Donatar Ilbren. And like I said, I was an elf. Well, I was cursed to look like this for a grave mistake that I did. I attacked someone that I shouldn't have, and they fell. And for killing them, I was cursed. The Dryad forced me to take on this form, and I have been unable to slake my thirst with anything but honeyed mead. I can't taste, I can't feel. It's just wood. I'm numb to everything.
That sounds unfortunate, but somewhat of your own doing. But who was it that you slain? We'll give you the money to. How much do you need to get back to your destination?
Please, you want the name of the Dryad?
Sure.
I don't know. I did not know their name. I just know that I had entered the wrong wood, and they attacked me. I had to defend myself.
This didn't happen in the city?
This happened in Arborea. I stumbled my way here looking for a cure. Spent everything that I could, but no one can save me. It will cost a great deal to get to the outer planes from here. It's at least 15,000.
Yeah, I ain't giving him that much.
Yeah, sorry, that is beyond normal.
No, please, you have to help me. If I don't get back, I won't be able to lift the curse.
Yeah, is this the kind of thing that like a remove curse cleric needs to do, or is this a dispel magic sort of thing? Do you know?
He shook his head. I've tried everything. I've had the greatest sages here look at it, but they said that the only way to lift the curse is to resurrect the one that I killed, to plant them anew.
Okay, well that seems fairly standard, fairly obvious. Okay, hold on. How do we do this?
Do you have the seed to plant, or would it be just part of? I kind of look at it yourself.
Let me worry about that. I just need safe passage through the gates.
As
Why
currently,
can't you just leave? Are they keeping you here?
You can't just leave Phamlidanh through one of the portals. Costs money. A great deal. The inner planes aren't as expensive, but I cannot make that journey. I don't have any powers of my own. Not magic, and nothing but a beggar.
this is interesting developments. We didn't. I kind of turned the boom crash. Can you? I can talk to you if you're talking to my head, right?
I think so. That's how we've been treating it, as like a walkie-talkie.
Did we know that you can't leave here without paying to leave?
No, this is news.
This
Well,
might be an issue later that we should keep
That's
in
for
mind.
interdimensional travel.
Yeah.
That seems to be the implication. Yes, I didn't want to worry you.
Fair enough.
We can walk through the gate, but portals cost money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if you need close to Exodar, we'll tip.
God, no.
Yes.
I will never walk to Exodar.
Tip your mage.
Okay.
At the moment, it seems beyond our ability to give you those.
Like I don't know
funds.
how much we can help you, and we don't have. We're not we can we need to leave ourselves, and especially we don't have anything in that budget for that. But yeah.
What you said you needed to drink honey mead, or you would turn into a tree completely. What was that?
I-
Are you on a time limit?
No. I can taste the honey. I can't taste anything else. It would just
For now-
help me feel something again.
We could. I'm gonna just toss him 5 gold for now. For now, this is all I have available for the moment.
Please.
Um,
Arborian
Yeah,
meat is at
I'll-
least 150. 15 plat.
Are you
Damn, the
fucking
pricing
serious? This place is ridiculous. I say out loud.
if anything, you've given us a lot to think about,
Yeah,
sir. We're
but
a little bit more newcomer than we'd like to admit now. Oof.
I just
I
whisper
can
to him,
tell
I'm
that
like,
you're newcomers because you're indulging this fool.
yeah, I just whisper to him, I'm like looking back, kind of watching over our shoulder, like, do you think I need to go back and just like pull them away?
If you could drag them here, I would appreciate that.
we're
bonding,
gonna
though.
ask our healer companion to see if there's anything that we can do if we know your curse. But this is all we can do to help right now. But good luck. And I take Zumas's hand and I drag him away.
I'm nodding as I'm following.
He
No
grabs
talking
your
to
hand
strangers.
again, Zumasu, and he looks pleadingly at you. Please, no one else will hear me. I'm here every day. You're the only ones that stopped.
Maybe some other time, but for now we have our own duties to attend to, and unfortunately, this is the best we can offer at the moment. I
Yeah.
take my hand away. You said you'll be here at the time. If something changes, we know where to find
We
you.
will find you.
He dejectedly kind of shrinks away and falls back against a building and just slumps down to his butt and just slops his head into his knees. Doesn't seem to be sobbing, he just seems dejected. Yeah.
Needs to.
So do we
You
see Mal
can't-
coming towards us?
Probably, yeah. I'm just like pushing
Okay.
through a little bit, just kind of moving and weaving around people. But I see you moving my direction. I'm just like, ugh, turn back
I'm
around.
gonna just go toward Mal and be like, leaving costs money. We have a bit of a problem beyond even getting a wish.
We have money.
We have money, but it's very expensive. As in, we're gonna have to ask. We need to talk to our friend and really
Maybe-
double check.
Possibly to Azir to see the budget of things, because
Yeah.
staying here for 3 days, we will literally run out of money to get home.
Yeah, that doesn't seem healthy. Also, there's like a front door. We could just like make a break for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's easy that way.
I mean, I don't know if it's easy for you.
Interdimensional place, isn't it?
I also have my teleportation thing, but I'm not sure how that'll work with planar nonsense.
Not to mention all
So
the magic
anyway,
creatures
we need to talk. We need to talk to Hrazir.
Yeah.
meeting places. Let's deal with this in a bit.
I look
Yeah.
up at the sky. Does the sky look different? Has it changed? Are we still in the same universe to some degree?
Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, you look at the sky? I thought you
Yeah,
said
just,
you
like,
look at
looking
this
up.
guy. And I was like, what
Sky.
guy?
What guy? No, the sky, because like magic's dumb, and I'm just looking up, being like, does everything look similar? Do
It
we have a red
looks
sky
similar.
now? Is it purple? Okay.
I mean, like I said, golden hour and dawn and dusk seem to last a lot longer here with the nature of it. You only get a few hours of true, like, sunlight beaming down through the hole in the ceiling,
Oh, okay, okay.
but otherwise it seems the same and normal.
Now the guy's story as a sort of warning, just being like, so this guy came here seeking help, but basically is too broke to leave, and
Whose
he's
fault is
cursed,
that?
so his existence is kind of
It's-
pitiful, unfortunate.
I mean, it would be a kind thing if we could remove the transmutation curse on him. And he's obvious. The one thing that I don't think we really got from him that I'm surprised that you didn't ask is if he's guilty and if he's learned his lesson. because this curse was a response to a misdeed.
There. I
So-
didn't necessarily think of that in terms of. I was thinking of just getting it back to plant the seed. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's. I don't
Make-
know.
He's not the only one that's necessarily stuck here.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Curse. Maybe he deserved it.
That's. He
Kinda what
might
I
have
was
deserved
going
it, but it's. This is a lot of suffering. And I don't know.
But it's not our suffering. I continue to walk over to Amon.
We are bonding very well. This city. Our complete apathy toward everyone else's plight is giving us a common link.
Don't you think it? I kind of walk up to both of you, but don't you think it's kind of odd that a city operates by locking the people that can't pay to leave it? I mean, getting here is a journey in itself, so it's not like they have to necessarily worry about people finding this place.
Actually, not really, because that's how indentured servitude works. So
It's bigger.
You ever
Nobody's
tried to
making-
drive out of New York?
Yeah.
Nobody's saying New
Yeah.
York is perfect. I'm
No,
just saying.
I don't drive out. I don't drive in New York, period, because I'm not insane.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
You
good
want
way
to cross
think
this
of it.
bridge? $40 toll.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
it fucking sucks.
It's 20 in the beginning and then 20 at the end, because you have to make sure you get through the whole bridge. You get stuck in the middle, you're stuck there.
He's not a servant though, so if there's a bigger sort of plan there, it doesn't seem like a very reasonable one unless there's more going on.
I mean, there's also, when there's a will, there's a way. Like, you can. Is he working? Does he have a job? Does he do anything? He didn't look like he was doing much besides begging you guys for things.
Or guys, we could find our contact and ask him about that.
Yeah.
If we're speculating wildly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mhm.
So let's.
Let's ask about the town.
All right. Guys, head towards the Sangam, which is on the planar promenade. It's, like I said, it's a big, wide, cascading stairwell with glittering steps that lead into a very luxurious-looking, restaurant of sorts.
Hmm.
It's
I'm not worried if we can afford this.
It's kind of a castle-like interior. Say castle, more like chateau, like mansion.
Everything is Disney World here. Got it. This is that fancy one that's connected to the monorail.
The I wouldn't say. Well, it's not the Grand Floridian. It's more like Bell's restaurant in the Fantasyland.
Taller interior. Got it.
They better not charge for water.
They will.
Of course, this is
Don't ask
just
for lemon.
the lobby, with its marble flooring and gold-lined pillars with filigrees echoing up with sweeping elemental patterns. There is a strange-looking genasi that is apparently seeing people to their tables, and she is, well, she seems to have rainbow patterning all over their skin and a billowing mane of completely prismatic light, Princess
Ooh.
Celestia style. She has like a golden tiara separating the light hair from her more physical face.
Ooh.
And
Would you say they're attractive by even conventional humanoid standards?
yeah, I'd say they're pretty attractive. It's hard to tell. It's not like they seem to have any blemishes on their glowing skin, which seems to be changing every which way you can look at it. They
That
Boom Crash
complexion-
identifies as shiny sexual. She's into this.
She bows to
lesson.
what appear to be some Genasi lords, and then heads over to you guys. She looks you up and down and says, "Hello, welcome to the Sangam, the confluence of all the rivers of the plains, and what brings you, adventurers, here to meet me, Starshine, that I might seat you at your table."
We were. A friend of ours left a message
Don't be nervous,
wanting
dear.
to meet us
It's all
for
right.
breakfast.
We're meeting someone here.
Yes.
Oh, what are your names?
Boom Crash. Is mine.
Zumasu.
Zumasu. And you?
Amon.
I believe that there was a party looking for you for. I will take you to them. And, with a wave of her hand, she conjures a floating disc of sorts, and gestures that you step upon it.
The Tensor's floating disc.
Except this one seems to be able to hold people.
Oh yeah, because that thing is stupid.
That thing has a lot of weird things on it that make it so you can't break it. So this person must be extremely powerful. Or unusual. She bids you step upon the floating, mirror-like disc shining with light and, prismatic, caustic lighting.
Yes,
That's
of
the
course.
word. Jeez. You step upon it, and she...
Step on last.
Sure. You're welcome. And she floats off, dragging you guys with her a few feet behind. She goes up into the sky, and you can see that there are, up and around you, this place is absolutely massive with its multiple balcony floors. But within each balcony, you see a variety of different places. There's like an area that looks to be made for just fire genasies, one that seems to be made for like those that enjoy a darker space, another that's cascading with waterfalls and ice on one side and mist towards the other. It's like
it's a zoo.
It's a veritable zoo. It's a rainforest cafe of genasi environments here, and people are sitting and eating and talking. It's very active, especially even in the morning. I believe that they were seated in the earthen the earthen balcony, and they float up, dragging you behind towards a rocky, outcropping that is flecked with various metallic ores that are glinting in her radiant light. And she drops you off at the edge of the balcony and says, I believe your party is in the back over there. If you need anything, please call for me. I should be able to hear you, and I will come.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
As well. Crash, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And she kind of disappears in a ripple of light.
I'm off.
She asked what our names were, right? She didn't ask.
I don't
for
like
them,
how
did
she said my name.
Yeah, just clarifying. She asked what our names were, not for our names, right?
Oh, yeah. She's a genasi, not a fae.
Making fucking sure she looks just as pretty as one.
Well, she's a radiant genasi.
I mean,
Good for her. Glad she's all
can
glowy
I
and
see if there's like a menu or a prices anywhere? I just want to get a idea of how swanky this place is.
It looks like some of the tables have menus. She gestured to a space in a darkened corner of this cave-like balcony.
Dan,
wanna-
you do know that the really fancy places don't have prices.
No.
Menus are just like 5 items and then the names and that's it.
Yeah. I'm just if it has prices, that's at least something too. Tells us it's not quite that bad.
Look, you're here to meet someone, so let's get on with it. And
I also technically wanted to ask what the name of the things, but my notes for some reason are corrupted, so I didn't have the names of the primordials right now, or not the primordials.
I'll look for those. But perception check to see if we can find Thrazir.
Or just whoever we're looking for.
Sure.
I'm looking for Thrazir.
It's pretty dark in here, so you might need dark vision, and you'll still get
like
disadvantage.
double sight?
everyone
Dark
in the party
vision.
have dark vision at this stage.
Yeah.
I think everybody does. So, just checks with disadvantage then. It's treated as dim light.
7.
Doing perception or search?
A perception. You're just looking around.
Wait, that's Goose. Shit. Hang on.
Goose can look too. Goose should
Okay,
probably
no.
do the looking.
Probably.
So Mao, you are the first to spot Trazier's notable silhouette in the back corner of the room. Where she
Guys.
pointed.
Yeah, it's Trazier. He's over there.
Awesome.
We all walk in unison, heading over.
Alright, you guys head over to Trazier. Hello, and welcome. I'm so glad that you could have come on such short notice.
Did you have to
Why
make
such
it so
a swanky
vague?
place?
Well, I thought that it was best for meetings of this sort.
Well, let us make haste. Why have you called for us? And we'll share.
Of course, but first, do you need anything to eat? I will pay, of course.
Did we have breakfast before we? I don't think we did because we were coming.
No,
not.
because this
No.
is breakfast.
This
is
is breakfast. You best start believing in breakfast. This
If
is
this
one.
year, I take a moment, I take like a beat, and then go. Well, if you're paying, I could go for some.
Well,
Thank you. Oh, also, Thrazier, we ran into a beggar on our way here, and he mentioned that it costs money to leave.
oh, only if you're going out through a portal. Otherwise, it's just a simple gold.
So it costs money either way, but it's a goal to leave.
Yes.
Got
Yeah.
it.
If you're trying to go through a inner gate portal, it's around 1,500. If you're trying to go through one of the outer plane portals, they need to conjure it, so that will take 15,000. About.
Okay.
Where
Is
does the
Arborea a outer plane location?
Arborea.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. Why are you going there?
We're not, but this beggar was definitely cursed and wanted to go back to Arborea. And he asked us for that money, and I'm nice. I'm not that nice.
Well, it is just a beggar. So,
Could have been a liar too. Never know. Maybe he was holding some sort of curse that would have turned everybody into whatever he was.
That's not.
I don't think that's how that
that's
curses
not how
work.
that works.
That's
But
fair.
anyway,
I
These are
believe
relevant.
that the citizens of this place are more caring than that. I'd like to think so anyway.
yeah.
I do
No,
have a
it's. We just wanted to confirm, trust but verify, you know. But anyway, how are
I
you
just
doing? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah,
I didn't hear you.
I wasn't sure.
I wanted to just check something. It's a gold to leave, and does that just we had to travel very far to get to this city. So if we left through the normal gates, where does that actually put us in the material normal realm?
It will leave you somewhere. I am not sure where it will leave you. It tends to hide itself. Like I said, you cannot find it again unless you've already been here.
Great. So leaving here would kind of pull up you somewhere random to some degree.
It's complicated. Perhaps we should get some food first.
Okay. Just one more little question then. If somebody was to cast a teleport spell in the city, is that extremely frowned upon? Do they have things against that?
You can teleport out of the city. Not into
Okay.
it. It is
Well,
unbound. Or it is disbanded. You cannot do it. It is warded against it.
okay.
Mhm.
Just trying to understand a bit of how this magical kerfluffle conceals and protects itself. Alright, thank you, Thurzier.
Yes.
But anyway, thank you for inviting us here. It's very kind.
It was my pleasure. Please peruse the menu. It's my treat.
Can I do an insight and see how he reacts to that?
How he reacts?
Like, is he being actually generous, or is he just like begrudgingly going, "It's my treat"?
Sure, you can make an insight check.
You didn't need to invite us at all.
I guess that's true.
Like, Like if he really wanted something, like I want something out of him, and you guys are interrupting. Okay, what have you found out?
Nothing.
What do you mean?
Well, we discussed the goings on in the location. I'm sure you called us for a reason.
I did call you for a reason, yes. It was... Well, if we're not going to have food first, then... And, he sort of raises his hand a bit, off of the table, with a vague gesture, and the booth you're in kind of seals off, with stone.
Neat trick.
Can't have prying eyes, you see. I called you here for a very specific reason, and that reason is because I need your help, and I hear your pleas, and I think that we might have a common goal. At least if you'll indulge me. Oh, of course. And he suddenly becomes shrouded in this strange, like, pebbly skin that covers over him. And he transforms into a rather large woman with stony hair. And you recognize her. For this is Gioel the Shrewd. Oh, if you don't mind, I just need to
What?
spread out a bit.
I am just in shock.
Ah,
She's
I
taking up
wanna-
a lot of space in the booth.
We've never actually met this person.
Yes, we have.
that's the
No.
the-
Mao didn't, and
no.
and Zumosa didn't.
But yeah, only
yeah,
Amon
I'm
has
sitting
met this
back in my
person.
seat right now, and kind of like, the fuck is happening? Hand on
You
my...
did
Do you
tell us
want
what
the
happened at the
Shrewd?
meeting.
Yeah,
You did
well, I
tell
was
us
at the
what was
meeting too.
It,
Yeah.
it was me
That's
and
right,
her.
Boom Crash, yeah.
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 So,
Who
Gioel
is this?
is now taking up most of the booth. She's about 11 feet tall, thereabouts. And she's wearing, like, the illustrious stuff that would be fitting of a genie lord. A large gem-speckled pectoral, bracers that are completely decked in jewelry of varying types, mostly diamonds. And her stony hair kind of like rolls back over her head, and it's studded with gems as well, as if she's like carved from marble, but it seems to move of its own accord. Anyway, I'm assuming you have questions. I am Jayoel. Amon and Boomcrash have met me, but you two hadn't. I knew that you were with them, though.
And how?
Are you through Zir? Or
No, I just saw that you were with this man, so I thought that I would take on their guys.
Okay. Okay. Let's move quickly then, because I have several questions, but you were the one that brought in the request. So let's hear it and let's see what's going on.
Yes, well, you are sort of a blessing in disguise. No one has visited the Primordium Court for a while. Not since Zosmabad took command, so you say, of the city. We have not been able to control him. He's grown far too powerful with the absence of Shizarim. And I might be willing to help you get your wish, Amon, if you will help us bring balance to Phamlidanh.
What must be done?
You must find Shizarim and bring her back. If she returns, Zosmabad's power will wane as things return to normal, and we can start doing what we were before, trading, granting wishes, all that. But Zosmabad wouldn't have let me come here if he knew it would give up his power. So I thought it would be shrewd of me to seek you out myself.
What about the what about your other peer? What is does he have any hand in this?
Kazmuash is similarly annoyed at Zosmabad's power, but is much less willing to take action. He is at least keeping Zosmabad occupied for the time.
So he doesn't know about you seeking us out at this stage.
He does.
He does. Okay. So we have a passive
Insight
ally
check.
at least.
You can certainly try.
Can I give her the help?
I am buying into this completely.
I'm gonna say you
gonna...
can't really help with an insight, I'm afraid. It's more your own
Aw.
intuition.
Okay.
Buying into this.
I was good
completely.
at it.
No regrets.
I'm just judgmental.
Yeah,
I
Mao,
mean good.
you are judgmental of this new person that has appeared here. And after all, can you really trust someone that's doing so much subterfuge to get to you? But overall, she seems very open about this whole thing, in spite of all the secrecy. She doesn't seem to be holding back any secrets from you that you know of.
Alright.
So,
But it's hard to
If-
read
if-
a stone-cold face.
I have a question.
so if Zosmabad is against the return of Shizurin, would we be in trouble if word got out to him through just our questioning of people? Like, do we have to keep this on the down low while we investigate?
I would appreciate your discretion. What was that,
Yes.
Amon?
Okay, so a couple of things. You obviously have a means of seeing or if agents or whatever, because you saw me in particular before we met you. That I was talking to the gentleman that you disguised as. So you
No,
obvious-
actually, she saw you after. You went to the potion shop after you went to the genie's, because you went straight there.
Mhm.
She followed you.
Okay. So, do you have other agents? What is the nature of investigation? How much have you uncovered so far? What have you eliminated?
Well, I know the last place that she was going.
Yes.
She left some time ago. On Zosmabad's bidding, actually. She was seeking out a treasure. Very important treasure for water kind and water elementals as we know it, called the Halcyon Cascade. It's not known exactly what that is, but we had heard of its location in a lost ruin called the Tines of Myth. She was headed to that lost temple. Ruin, whatever it was.
Is there a reason why she had to go herself and leave the post? Because you could send any number of lackeys or put a bounty to go to that place.
Mercenaries come by here all the time.
We couldn't let it fall into any hands other than the lords of a genie. But now that she is missing, things have changed.
So
We're
why not
willing
send a-
more to get her back than to recover the artifact.
And is it just because Osmabad wasn't interested in sending a rescue crew or anything that that hasn't been done?
Can't leave our post. We
Quick
are
question.
genie lords.
Do you? Well, someone can, but the question is, can you send me there? Do
I
you know the-
cannot. I do not have its location. It was lost to time. Only Shizurim knew the exact location.
What agents does the Shizurim have?
Oh. They
What's
have
the-
dwindled since their disappearance. And they don't tend to intermingle with the people that we know. Though mostly they are elemental in nature. They appear and disappear as our influence grows. My own agents are close to my person.
Well, you must have some means of a permanent staff that's not so fickle in appearance. Well,
Some permanent staff, yes. But
so
like I
it's
said, our power has waned, and we do not rule this kingdom with an iron fist. Zosmabad may try, but he cannot exact absolute rule over Phamlidanh, not on his own.
Is there any of Shizarin's contacts we could communicate with to at least get a lead
That's
on
what I was asking.
possibly what she was looking for?
I do not know.
Yeah, that's what I was asking before. Because, okay, so we know the name of the, we know the name, but not the actual location.
If we knew the exact location, would have gone immediately, I would have supposed, or at least I would have put forward to argue it.
Okay, what is the closest to the location? Like at least a portal, like a last known location.
She
Do we
shakes her
know,
head
like,
and
what
says,
plane it's on?
"It's somewhere in the Scablands, but we know not where. Perhaps
hate
it has
this.
some sort of enchantment surrounding it, much like this city."
Hmm.
The
Would
least of
anybody
which
in this
it's... I'm sorry for the interruption, but it's impossible to scry on it as well. We have tried to find Shizarim, but it's proved useless. Every time we try and scry on the Tines of Myth, it shows us a different thing.
It's shown before. You said different things.
It could be anything. A different place, different plane of existence, strange castle, a weird town, a grassy plain, a forest, a mountain,
It's
the
gone.
empty ocean, somewhere in the clouds. It just sends us a random reading.
But does your city has a lot of information though that must be going in and out through it? Do you know of any place that would have a good lead on like somebody who might know the location of it? Like would we want to go check the records of some kind? Is there some gathering of scholars that's a good possible place?
We'd certainly try. We seek out the advice of the mages, but they keep a lot of secrets from us just as we do from them, such as Shizarim's disappearance, but that has of course since gotten out.
Alternative alternative interpretation. Why haven't how strong has he become that the you two haven't made a power play to make this three-way imbalance into the dual head?
Don't have a desire to stomp out another element. Just want to restore the balance. That is the wisest thing that we can do.
Right. Okay. One question. Another question is this. So why seek us out? You've obviously gotten. You lot have obviously have the power to command the cosmos as your peer. As so. Which was
Your
provi-
confidence in us is great, but that power to bend the cosmos has rules. Can't just
It has to be
do
earned.
it willy-nilly. The reality-bending wishes are pure transactions, and we cannot make them ourselves, nor can we force someone else to make them, nor can we plot to create them. The universe has a way of correcting these things. It's very convoluted stuff, but...
All right then. What do you think we can offer? Because it seems like you and I have the same amount of information, and in terms of capacity, it appears both of our hands are tied at the moment. So,
Well, here's the thing. You are adventurers, and you seem well experienced, especially if you're requesting such a strong wish from us. And we can see that you have very powerful auras. That's the only reason that Zosmabad even agreed to see you when we haven't seen anybody for, well, nearly a year now. But you
Oh,
also have the benefit of being able to leave without causing further disruption to the balance of the city.
have people not been coming to the city very often, like adventurers?
no, it's because they're the genie lords. If they leave, they cause a.
Oh, I just meant like the other portion of the that it's just that there haven't been many adventurers coming in to see them either.
It is rare that people come to us. They used to come to us more often, but since the balance is off, our power to grant wishes is unusual and diminished. The wishes prove more wrathful and fiery, and let's just say satisfaction is not at a all-time high for our services and for our trades.
I'm down for anything fiery. Actually, it sounds like a really good plan.
So for now, it seems like if we help you with this, that's enough of a sort of bargain to set the tone for Amon's wish, which would be fine with us, I suppose. But the other
Restoring a
question-
genie lord and bringing balance back to this wonderful city. I think that that is enough to at least sway Zazmabad's hand, and if Shizarim is returned, I'm sure she would be very grateful for her rescue. We know she cannot be dead, but we do not know her fate.
I have two little questions, though. If we have to exit this city to even explore the Scablands, returning here was a whole quest in of itself. Is there any sort of fast travel guarantee we can have if we do find the genie?
It is difficult to find this place, and I did not lie, it is costly to get a portal out of here, and even more costly should you want to buy a teleportation circle permanently here. So, unfortunately, I cannot help you in that way, but I can help you by giving you this. And she takes out a piece of fabric around a small object, peels off the fabric, and you can see that there is a glinting lamp within it. Aladdin's lamp type style, studded with some gemstones. And she says, "Take this. If you rub it 3 times, it will display a command word, and speak it, and you will return back to Phamlidanh. All of you. So you can at least return here free of charge, and much more easily, if you should find Shizarim."
Okay.
Keep a tight grip of that thing.
And be wary, it only works once.
Understood. We
Uh,
were
and-
planning on.
Sorry, one more thing. You have to
Mhm.
speak the command word and then the place that you wish to go, which would be Phamlidanh. I just need to make sure that you understand the item properly.
It will tell us the command word, we speak the command word, and the location.
Yes.
Got it. So if the command word is Dix, we just have to say Dix, Phamlidanh.
Essentially, yes.
Okay. It's just an example, but it's not like Dix to Phamlidanh. It's Dix Phamlidanh.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, what's
We were
direction?
intending. Huh? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
direction should we head off then now? Any
Um,
suggestions?
I think it's still a good idea to go back to the confluence, see what information we can get there, and just sort of get a little bit more information, and then we can absolutely just teleport out
To the Scablands.
to the Scablands, yeah, or to like New Dawn, because remember we do have the insta access teleportation circle to the underground, so we don't necessarily have to draw a lot of attention.
And I know
Oh,
exactly where we are underground now.
Yes.
So,
All right,
The power
yes, we will start
talents.
now.
I thought that you might accept. So, I appreciate your discretion in this matter. I will turn to my post, hopefully before they realize I've gone missing. Adieu, friends,
Thank you so much.
As I said, breakfast is still on me. And she transforms back into Thrazir and lowers the stone barrier that was sealing you guys in this little chamber. you can see that Starshine is approaching outside. Oh, sorry, I didn't get your orders yet, but I didn't want to disturb you. That is fine. Just give them anything they want, and this should cover it. And hands them a satchel of coin. She opens it and looks inside. Thank you. And
Thank you so much, and have a brilliant day, Thrazir.
of course, peace be to you, or whatever I might say.
Boom Crash winks and like tips her beak and okay. Plays
I
it
give
cool.
Amon the pat on the back. Well, it's always quest after quest, isn't it?
But we're closer than we've ever been before, so this is progress.
Let's make good on that food order then. I'm hungry for breakfast.
We only get one wish. Why didn't we get two? We totally could have tried for questing two.
Could have.
I mean, we could
could have
probably.
bargained with them.
I mean, from what it seems like, it's a weird sort of bargain as you fulfill things anyway. So we could possibly do
Yeah,
that
but
anyhow.
they seem desperate. When wealthy people are desperate, they're willing to pay a lot of good money.
I don't think the magic is as straightforward as we think. Is part of the issue as well.
Yeah, like they can cast the magic, but like a lot of my ritual stuff, you still have to pay for the reagents. It's basically like that. It's the impression that I'm getting. So, like, you can probably request for it, and you probably can get it granted, but it's still going to cost you something.
If you haven't put in the work on the back end, it'll come out of somewhere.
Yeah. Look, if I lose a tail over it, I'm not gonna be like crying.
Did you get your tooth fixed, Meow, yet?
No.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to draw attention.
Why, I'm still at a 17 instead of an 18.
Why does Meow have so much charisma?
I'm impressed as fuck about that, actually.
Yeah.
Alright, you know, just
Plus
because I'm
$2.
crabby around you guys doesn't mean I actually don't try to talk to people when I'm not around you.
I like brush her bangs aside. Okay, yeah, no, you got actually a pretty decent head shape there.
Get out of here.
What do you guys want to eat? I take a look at the menu now.
You open up the menu, and Starshine floats over to you, her hair lighting up this dark corner of the earthen balcony. So we have a few breakfast specials today. On the menu now, we have a frostberry tiramisu, as well as a phoenix omelet scorcho. It's a bit spicy. If
I
you
want that one.
want something a bit more savory, then you might be in the line for these simple basalt cakes, but they've got a lot of work going for them in the syrup.
Could we just order everything and split it with the table? Just like one of everything to try?
No, don't do that. I'm gonna request it. Whatever has I'll be pulling an all-nighter. So whatever will keep me up, whatever the strongest thing you have, I'll take that.
Fire thing might give you the shits. That could probably help.
Well, the frostberry tiramisu has a bit of caffeine in it, but if you want something that'll keep you up, I can find you something.
I will take that because we
Boom
got a
crash,
lot of.
boom crash. Want to split the desserts with me?
Sure. That sounds great.
I'll order each of the desserts.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll just take whatever you recommend. I'm not too picky.
So I'm getting 2 desserts, the tiramisu, and 1 caffeine,
And a fire omelet.
and a fire omelet. Of course. And she signs a piece of paper, tears it off, it disappears, and then promptly your food appears manifest on the table in front of you
Whoa.
with a little glint of sparkling magic.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Enjoy. And for you, and she grabs a mug that's been set up on the table, and she just takes a bit of her hair and seems to squeeze a bit of light out of it, and it somehow fills the mug, and she rests it in front of you, Amon. This should keep you up for a few days.
Does it count as cannibalism?
What would
Enjoy.
you goddamn, what would you goddamn cannibalistic foods?
And she floats off, her light just echoing, disappearing behind her, and you are left in the dark cavern once more.
Mao, is milk cannibalism?
I mean, no.
See, you can have stuff that's not necessarily cannibalistic that still comes from animals. Granted, that is still a little weird. Tell me how it tastes, Amon, as I dig into the tiramisu.
I thought you were trying to talk about like a kid and a mom kind of thing. But all right, if you want to talk about animals, I guess Genasi are animals now.
Well,
That's his problem.
I guess
Drink that hair.
everybody's animals in a way.
Yeah, which is why I never have any problems eating birds.
It's fair. I was gonna ask about that. Oh, I've been meaning to ask you as well. You were talking about something from before with like a Taurus and his pin. Forget who it was. Why? What's the meaning behind that? Like, how did he get his pin? The dragonfly.
Slayer J doesn't remember.
Damn it. But Boom
Um,
Crash does. Oh,
Does
yeah.
Boom Crash remember?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember what we're talking about.
I was just asking something else from before. No worries.
That's very clear. Something else from before.
I was asking about the dragonfly pendant that is the crest
Yeah,
of
like what the
Aetorus.
Yeah, like what the symbolism is.
Oh, did you ask about this like last time?
No, it was a while ago. She was bringing it up to somebody to try and prove that they knew Aetorus or to give them information. I forget to who.
Oh, yeah, no, it's... I don't remember. I was probably just making it up as I go because a lot of that backstory is up to me.
And if I recall, I think that person didn't know Aetorus.
Yeah, so...
Was it when we were dealing with the cult?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you might have been questioning the cultist that you resurrected.
The dead one,
and then promptly killed.
It was already dead.
Well, they were petrified, so...
Well, that's still dead.
He was part of a cult, man. He ain't got no prospects left.
Well, if a petrified person is dead, then I got strange news for Mao and Boom Crash.
Well, no, they're dead, and then when they're revived, they're alive again. That's how this works.
How's the tiramisu?
So yeah,
Probably eaten half of it by now.
You have a bit of light here thanks to the still glowing mug that Amon has. It's kind of illuminating the bottom of his face and his rigid cheekbones, kind of giving him a skull-like appearance. But from the rest of what you can see, the tiramisu seems to be speckled with like this blue, like really, really electric blue sort of syrup resting on it and on one of the layers in between. And there's a few like frost-covered, what look to be blueberries maybe, but they're a little too olive-shaped to be blueberries, like they're oblong. But they do seem cold to the touch and covered in what appears to be frost. These must be the frost berries. Boom Crash, no, but not Boom Crash. Mao, your omelette, it is positively gigantic. It seems flecked with various types of pepper flakes and a red sauce that's been drizzled, zigzagged across the top, and it smells very spicy just from a passing glance of the nose.
Y'all ready to see me cry? It's the only time I cry. I dig
I'm
it.
very excited for you. Do it,
Bring on the heat.
You dig in. Make a Constitution save.
Shit. Nice.
You take one bite, and the heat starts flaring up. And it's not just capsaicin heat, it's an actual physical heat. Thankfully, your fire resistance is able to quench some of that as you choke down the meal. You do sputter for a bit, and you do start sweating profusely as the Phoenix Scorcho omelet tests the limits of your tiefling form. eventually you're able to resist and only a single tear falls, but it kind of had a nice flavor to it, to be honest. There were some interesting notes in there that kind of made you want more.
Fire tastes good. Cool.
Can I snag a bite?
You take...
Sure.
Oh, you want a bite of the omelet. Okay. Make a constitution save.
I didn't know that you had to make a save, but like, so from my
Yes.
perspective, it's just like, that looks interesting. Not bad.
Tastes like fire.
In a weird reversal of fortune, look at those rolls.
Oh yeah, that's so weird.
Zumasu, this is hot beyond your wildest imaginations. You didn't know that it was physically hot as well as just tasting hot. And dear God, you cannot swallow the thing. You choke it, sputter it out. Thankfully, you had your water refilled, but there is no milk in sight.
I take a bite of my
I give him
tiramisu.
the spoiled milk that he gave me because
I'm
I'm
not
trying to
taking
help.
I'm eating the tiramisu because like dessert will help milk, right?
You start devouring the tiramisu. A few bites, and the cold actually subsides the fire within, and there's a nice, not minty, but like a refreshing coldness overtaking your mouth, blending with the rest of the omelet. And the bit of chocolate with the tiramisu also kind of brightens up that tart sweetness. It's actually as if they were meant to be eaten together, in tandem, one after the other.
Ooh.
I looked him out. I think we're supposed this actually complements this perfectly. That thing nearly melted my teeth, but this thing has chilled it back to normal.
It's not that bad. I mean, I'll
I'm
probably
glad that
regret
you're
it.
enjoying your breakfast, Mal.
Yeah, well, I'll probably regret it on the other side, but for now it's good.
You want a bite of the tiramisu?
I'm good, thanks.
Anyway, it's pretty good actually. I keep on eating it.
Sure.
I believe you.
Amon, are you getting anything, or just the mug?
I'm sipping with apprehension.
As everybody else is kind of toying with their food, you pensively glance at the mug, wondering if you should, or what it would do. You slowly take a sip. Your eyes dilate immediately, and you can see, like, things are much brighter than they appear, even in this very dark part of the cavern with the only light coming from your mug. It's as if you can see as if it was day. You see colors much brighter than they would normally be, and light is very sensitive to you. To everybody else, your eyes are positively glowing, with a bit of prismatic radiance around the edges of the cornea.
Ooh.
Did it look like he's like just took shrooms or something? His eyes are so dilated.
I hate it, but I'm gonna chug it down and start heading to the confluence. I'll meet you there.
You slam the mug onto the table. Your eyes are glowing with a cone of light out to about 15 feet. I'll see you there, and you walk off.
He's gonna be okay, right?
I hope he can see. His eyes are kind of dilated there.
Well, if not, I'll make for entertainment.
All right. Either way, meet me at the confluence, or I'll be there. You don't have to follow.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish up my tiramisu and follow him. I'll thank the lady waitress at the end.
Alright, how do we leave? Starshine.
Yeah. Can he
Does she
actually
show up?
leave, or does he have to go talk to the waitress first?
So Amon goes to the balcony, and there is a stairwell that leads down.
That's all good then.
Alright. Now you kind of say Starshine, and then as you say it a little louder, you hear a little shimmer behind you, and a glowing light radiates the entire cavern once more, kind of temporarily blinding you guys. Yes? Did you need anything else?
We were just trying to figure out if there was a way of leaving, but we found the stairs, thank you.
Oh, yes, I can take you out if you wish. Your meals have been paid for, so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. We'd like to leave now.
Thanks, bye.
Of course. You sure you wouldn't be interested in, well, a Phamlidanh mimosa?
I'll take one.
To go? Are we allowed to drink in the street? Is that okay?
Why wouldn't it be?
Sure, yeah, mimosa.
We've been to a lot of different places. They have some funny rules.
Yeah, it's literally
Of course.
places that don't allow magic.
Oh. Well, I hope I should never go there.
Hmm.
It
Please.
has a
She manifests a tray of these lightly glowing orange drinks in champagne glasses. Here you go.
I grab it.
Right. Anyway, I will take you to the exit, or you can use the stairs. It's up to you.
I'll just follow. Sipping my drink as I kind of want to see if I can look around and see the guest list to leave this out.
Of
We're just
course.
following him on.
Enjoy the Sangam. We are open
Thank
at
you
all
so much.
times, and we are open to all sorts. And you guys walk out of the cavern and start descending the stairs, where you can slowly peruse all of the various balconies here and see all of the strange and unusual sights. You're met by varying climates and varying temperatures in your travel downward. It takes quite some time, but it's pretty nice and relaxing. The mimosas are, well, they kind of taste like mimosas, but somehow better, as if they've been perfectly and magically bound in harmony between champagne and orange juice. Perhaps it's just really good oranges, who knows?
Guys, I don't think this fizzle go away.
Is this what magic tastes like? Does magic have a taste? If not, it's
Um,
this.
I don't.
It's-
This is good food? Question mark.
Yeah,
Boom
it's
Crash
so much
doesn't know what to do with this.
Eat it, just eat it, Boom Crash. We gotta. I down my mimosa. That was delicious, but we gotta go catch up on.
Okay, yeah, let's go. Come on, we've lingered a lot.
You guys catch up to Amon, who is hurriedly descending the stairs.
Should we also use like a code word if we ever need to sort of discuss things? Maybe we call her Badger or Mole. I think Mole would work. No, that sounds really insidious.
Are we trying to discuss the whole bigger thing with code names?
Sort of, but just that one specific individual. We just, or maybe two, give them kind of relative nicknames when we're discussing out loud, like Mouse and Frog.
Look, we
Oh,
already
no.
know who we're referring to, that we're now referring to each other by name, alright? We don't need that. So,
Whatever, just don't mention the names out loud. That's all I have to say.
yeah,
Brain
exactly.
only.
We weren't doing that before anyway, so. Anyway, let's, where are we heading toward then?
I guess the confluence, if that's
the
where you were heading.
Magic confluence, yeah.
Okay.
Because you wanted an audience.
Well, yeah, it seems like the best thing to do anyway.
Right. You guys head up past the temples, past the Forum of the Plains. The place is positively awakened now. Many Genasi are moving up and down throughout the entirety of the city. You make your way to the confluence with its floating staircase and vast library and guardian myrmidons at the base of the stairs. And I guess, what do you do?
Someone's got to go in, not me.
I guess I'll go in.
Amon, I'll follow you again, and I'll let you take the lead.
This is what a disaster in the making, but sure.
I think we'll be fine. I believe in you.
Mal, can I have the speaking stone?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, so what do we see here?
Alright. You guys are at the confluence, and there are myrmidons at the bottom. You can just see that there are some occasional wizards and sorcerers all doing their research throughout the library, but nobody's really paying much attention to you guys.
Okay, I'm gonna try to walk past the Myrmidon and see how they respond.
You walk up to the Myrmidons, and
Up the
as you
stairs, basically.
try to pass them, they kind of bar the way for a moment. They don't violently push you away or anything, but they do stop you. One of them holds out a hand to just tell you to stop.
How do we seek an audience?
They look at each other, and then they just seem to wait as they look back at you.
All right. So I say we try to investigate the um, from the lower floors because we obviously can't make any audiences there. Um, okay, we'll turn around. Uh, I want, and while we're going away, I want you to see if you can send a familiar up there.
Okay.
We'll go from there.
Yeah. I guess I'll do that.
Okay, you send Goose up. Do you want them to stealth?
Can he stealth without obviously stealthing?
I mean,
Just-
they can try and be amongst the bookshelves and try and pop out when nobody's looking.
Okay, sure. Let's do that.
Okay, make
Okay,
a stealth
Goose.
check.
Good fucking luck. Aha! Not terrible.
That's not terrible. I will roll for the Myrmidons. What is their wisdom? Okay. So, Goose sneaks up amongst the bookshelves, pretending their best to be a book. And eventually, when there are no wizards passing below them, kind of like nod for them to go over, and they quickly soar out, not really flapping as much as they need to, and land on the staircase up above. They just hop up the spiraling staircase and disappear inside of a balcony and a door beyond it.
Okay.
As you look through Goose's eyes, I presume, you
Mhm.
can see that there is just a plain old conference room here. There are books lining the walls, but otherwise there is a long table in the chamber, and various mages that are sitting about the table discussing things. They don't seem to be of import to you all. It's mostly arcane theory.
hmm
One of them, at the end of the table, kind of turns towards the newcomer. Oh, who do you belong to? He comes over and he, picks up Goose. Does this belong to anyone? And he leans towards the other mages, and they all just kind of, shake their heads no, not me.
Boom crash. Goose sort of cocks his head and fluffs up, and I don't know. It's like, put me down.
Oh, good, yes, and he puts you down.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
And Goose hops
Um,
away.
Yep.
I don't think it was a spy or anything. Don't know what they wanted. They go back to their seat.
Okay, so it's purely theoretical still up there.
They still might know a lot of stuff. Well, we're also assuming that Boomcrash comes back that Goose comes back and tells us everything.
Yep.
Yeah, Goose hops down, flies off the staircase, reports back. Yeah, it's just a bunch of old geezers in there, but you saw that.
Yeah. Nothing too interesting.
I mean, maybe you tie a note to Goose or something, or
I think that the better approach for this right now would be to, I don't know, try a more subtle approach and see if we can officially get one before we unofficially get an audience. Know what I mean?
I guess
Right.
so. I was saying you just basically have a note that says, we would like an audience, but we are out of the gates or something like that. We'd like to be invited.
Um, I
This
don't
is
know.
all-
I think we need to find a secretary or some sort of representative first.
Yeah, this is all you because you obviously know how to deal with magical people better than.
Okay. I'm gonna go and bustle over and see if I spot my buddy. What's his name with the cool hair?
Terwin?
Terwin?
Yes, Terwin, the Earth magic dude.
They are still here. It looks like they're awake this time.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Hello. And,
How you doing?
yeah, I'm doing well. I got a good night's sleep.
That's good. I'm glad. I was wondering because you are far more familiar with the goings on of this place than I am. How do you get an audience with the consortium? Or
Oh,
talk to
you
somebody
just need
there?
to tell the guards that you wanted to see them, I think.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Didn't we try that?
Yeah. Anytime. Back to my
Yeah.
research.
How's it going?
Good, good. You know, I might need to go see them as well. At some point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting to a bit of a stumper here.
Mm,
But
that's the word.
that's my problem. I'll figure it out eventually.
I believe in you. You'll do fine.
I know. And he goes
Okay.
back to his work.
Okay. Okay, so bustle back to the guards. Be like, hey, we would like an audience with the consortium, please.
They look at each other, and then they just kind of step aside.
Okay, thank you.
They nod.
And I go in.
You can start going up the stairs. The rest of you see this, and I presume follow?
Yeah, I guess I'll be like, yeah, when in Rome. I'm gonna walk over and just be like, I'd like to also have an audience.
I said we, so we can
I'm
go
just gonna say,
together.
I'm with
Okay.
her. I'm just gonna follow through.
They
Yeah,
seem
same.
to make no effort to stop you guys.
Yeah, the security system sucks. I mean, the wizards are powerful enough to not probably care about it, but still.
I mean, yeah, if we're dealing with these kind of wizards, they probably would be fine. Just, muting whoever pisses them off.
Master did not ask. So, walk up the stairs to the confluence. The Myrmidons fading into the GM layer of the Roll20. And
Good. Stay there.
stay there! And you go up and you find some of them wizards. You see a lot of like humans, elves. There's a few dwarves here. A lot of the more Sargonian kind of races here. Less Genasi's, as we say. The old geezer at the front of the table says, "Oh, there's your owner. A much bigger version of yourself. I like it. Or I suppose you're a smaller version."
No, we are thematically appropriate. Thank you for noticing. And
I can
she sort of strikes
appreciate-
like a graceful bow.
I can appreciate a good theme as far as wizards go. So, and I guess I speak for everyone here as the mages kind of like that aren't having their faces in the books. They, the rest kind of like look towards you with intrigue. What brings you to the confluence today?
Some curiosity and some questions, and I'm here sort of as like a magical translator, but here on behalf of my friend Amon, and I
Uh,
step
we-
aside and introduce Amon.
Um, I seek the location at the Tines of Myth, um, and I seek the way there, and whatever information that we may be able to glean from such location. We seek it out.
The Tines of Myth have been lost to the ages, I'm afraid. That's why they're called myth. We know only that they take the form of ancient spires, a crest, supposedly a pentagonal pyramid.
Huh.
A prism, I suppose. The semantics don't matter. They're looking for the Tines themselves. Tell me, what do you know about the Tines?
Not much. That's why we were hoping to seek an expert.
Ah, good.
We just heard that it was a powerful artifact, and we're kind of treasure hunters.
It's
The
home to
Halcyon-
many powerful artifacts. It's
The-
surmised, anyway.
the Halcyon Cascade is what we were name dropped.
An intriguing find. The Halcyon Cascade. It's said to be, well, a goblet owned by Istitia herself, the goddess, or the primordial ruler of water, that brought water to this place. That was the first goblet of water brought to the material realm.
So it's almost like a divine primordial artifact.
You could say, yes. Quite valuable. Of course, again, just surmised to exist. In fact, you see that the Tines of Myth, they're presumed to be a space beyond space that can be anywhere or anything at once. And no one has been able to find it from this fact.
If someone knows what it is, someone must have found it at least once. Is there any such records?
There are only the stories, but those who have returned, they were unable to take us back to the place which it was found. I say this because I attempted the journey once. You did? Yes, it was back, must have been 20 years ago. Never found it. Well, at least you tried. I got a lot of experience on that journey, my child. So if you're seeking the Tines of Myth, best of luck to you. Can't think of anybody that's known where they are.
Is there
Okay.
is there anybody here that knows a lot of stories that might have something of myth that might have truth to it? Are there any
Or
bards that
any
you
like
guys know?
research notes that you've taken?
Myth is one thing, but we use logic here to figure out our arcane theorems. I'm afraid that none of the records up here will tell you. There might be some fantasy books out in the library in the main promenade, the confluence.
Okay. Well, there's not valuable knowledge pretty much anywhere that you can find knowledge. It's just about sussing out what's useful.
Myths tend to
Suppose,
have some
but-
truth to them.
Many people before you have tried. I'm afraid that we do not have much of help for you. You'll have to figure this out yourself.
Okay, we will. Thank you. Thank you so much for the guidance and help.
If I may, perhaps it's not a logical solution that you are seeking, but perhaps a mythic one, or one of metaphor, or something like that. Magic does crazy shit sometimes. Gertrude, what? Crazy shit sometimes? I don't know.
Gertrude, I know what you mean.
Exactly. She's not young and she knows magic. Jeez.
Older than I look, but yeah, we've run into some interesting things. Anyway, thank you so much for your time.
Take the compliment.
We're going to keep on going, and I telepathically communicate to everybody. Who do we know who hangs out in the water temple and knows a lot of stories?
That mist guy?
The mist guy. So let's go and chat him up.
Also-
We did ask him a favor for stuff, or we did kind of send
Yeah.
him a thing.
We did. Also, they just described Phamlidanh. You know that, right? They're like, oh, you can't find it unless like you've been there before, but then you can't find it again. That's bullshit.
Myths are also there to protect secrets sometimes too. Granted, what's the guy's name again? Because my notes got kind of messed up.
It's in the notes. His name is Mist Splitter. He's an air genie, and he was in the water temple.
He travels around.
His
And he was
little-
kind of more chaotic neutral, if anything. 'cause he
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
liked telling stories for stories.
He's like the guy from Game of Thrones that has all the kids like bring him secrets and stuff.
Varys.
Yes. Doesn't quite care for everybody else's power as long as he doesn't get affected by it.
Yeah, it's been too long since I've seen it, so I have no fucking idea.
Little birds.
Little birds.
Can we help you with anything else?
I don't know. I've
You should
had
ask
some.
them about the demon spires
We could mention that.
or Tanagrin.
You guys can ask. I don't
Well,
necessarily
I'll start off with
super
one of you.
care.
Hey, I
Does-
We've
can
just
help.
been sitting there in silence for a while, so we thought that we would get back to what we were doing if you didn't have anything else.
Yeah.
Powerful mages have come through here before, and I assume you probably would catch a name of a powerful one if it came up. Does Tanagrin ring any bells? Do we have Tanagrin's full name, or do we just have Tanagrin?
It's Tanagrin.
There's Tanagrin. I mentioned Tanagrin. She was a powerful mage we once encountered. Was she actually in the Scablands? Technically, what her thing was?
Yeah, technically. She was
Yeah.
in like the desert.
Yeah, who was a desert who took refuge in the Scablands at a place of spires. I'm wondering if there's any relation or if you know anything about this name.
There was... I think that Tanagrin as a name rings a bell. It must be... And this wizard with a very tall hat reaches their hand out and a book flies off the wall into their hand. Let me see. Flipping over the pages as they magically ripple across his palm. Yes, there was someone named Tanagrin. It seems that they died a long time ago. Yeah, they were not really a mage of any import. It looks like they were just essentially a bean counter in Old Allure.
That's odd. Tanagrin we met was able to cast weather controlling spells, for instance.
They had some vague treatise on weather. Believe. Looks like it was stolen by, looks like it was stolen in some strange raid or something. So the treatise is lost. That's why the name rung a bell. Interesting. But,
The treatise? Is that the name of the thing they stole?
well, they stole a bunch of books.
Oh.
Yes. They were stolen from a library. Not in New Allure, one of the satellite towns. But it looks like it was lost along with a big laundry list of other things. But I remember looking it up once. Good memory, Harold. Thank you. I keep them always. And he flies the book back onto the shelf.
Oh, wait, well, before you put it away, is there anything that they stole that might be extremely dangerous or desired?
Just the books, it seems. It's like they were more interested in razing the place to the ground. I believe that town no longer exists.
What was the town called? Do you remember?
Oh, hold on. He goes and he flies the book off the shelf again, and he starts flipping through once more. Yes, I believe that the name was Glory Bluff, an old dwarven town that was before the Elven Wars.
Interesting. Um, yeah. So, okay. Well, if we have any other further questions or if we run into something else in our research, we will definitely come back to you. But thank you so much for your assistance. It means the world.
Oh, of course, yes.
May your research go well.
And yours as well. I hope you best in your searches for the Tines.
Mao would probably linger back a little bit to try and talk to the wizard as everyone leaves and ask them if they knew anything of Mephistopheles and their cult spires.
You linger back to try and talk
Hey.
to Harold.
Hey, I have a question before I go.
Yes.
What do you know about Mephistopheles?
Why? Why do you ask this?
Because I was hired for a job and they seemed to be working for Mephistopheles, which was really weird, so just making
I should
sure I
hope
knew
you're not
my...
doing that work for them. At least you sort out answers before taking it on,
Yeah,
I
no.
surmise.
I wanted to be smart about it. It seemed like a really powerful kind of name. Like, nobody has a name that long.
It's
So
a
should I work with them or not? Like, who is this
presumptuous
person?
name. I think you should take great caution before taking on that job. Shouldn't you think, Petunia? I'm not going to sit around for this. And she gets up and leaves.
I thought her name was Gertrude.
This is a different one. There's like a whole
There's a
table
bunch
of
of
them.
people.
Oh, fucking A.
Harold
Very
reaches
accurate.
out for another book. This one is kind of thin, but well embellished, with a black cover with like silvery tips at the corners and the spine, with wicked bat wings spreading across its cover in at least motif. He opens it up and says, This has some text on Mephistopheles. I bid you not to, I can't read you everything, of course. A direct translation would inadvertently be a terrible spell, most likely. But I can
mean,
paraphrase.
You can see me. You can see what I look like. I probably can read it.
Well, I can
Would
read
that
it
be
as well.
safer?
I can read it as well. In fact, I best should probably hide you from this in case you should catch a glance. We really should beef up
I just
security at
literally
this
turn
place.
around. I'm just like, here, I'm not looking. Is that better?
Loads. Pulls on his spectacles down over his nose. Mephistopheles is the archdevil, ruler of the 8th level of hell, known as Cania. It's a frozen wasteland, and he is forced to rule over it as the Lord of Hellfire. That's basically the paraphrase of it. It says he is a mad king, never to rule over anything other than his hypocrisy. He is the betrayer king and the doom of the world. Yes, well, that's comforting, isn't it? Honestly, I could use the doom of the world if I had to get these reports in tomorrow. Anyway, that's enough of that nastiness. And he slams the book shut. You shouldn't take this job, whatever this job is of yours. Don't take it.
No, I definitely won't. Thank you for enlightening me in how evil this creature is.
Yes, don't pal around with too many archdevils.
Well, not
Word
the
of
archdevils,
advice,
but
I suppose.
the cults of the archdevils. If we kill them, or if they happen to bring him about the end of the world,
I don't say this often, but kill away, my dear. Cultists really shouldn't be allowed to live if they're doing the devil's work.
yeah, they might be. Well, thank you, and I'm just gonna head off.
Of Quite. Nice girl, don't you think? Petunia, where did... Oh. She laughed, Harold. Thank you, Gertrude. I have 2 eyes. 4 of them, and you didn't see it. Right, well... Back to our work, then. Where were we? The...
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm already just
the foresight
downstairs.
spell. And they start talking again. Alright. Return to your group.
Yeah, I just like run up behind everybody quietly.
Now, I didn't hear from you for a while. Were you hanging back?
26. Huh? What? No, I've been here the whole time.
Okay, sure. We were just saying we should probably look for the mist color guy. Or mist splitter.
I can do that. I pull out the little sphere and I start scrying for him.
Oh, that works too.
Start scrying
Oh.
for Mist Splitter. And yeah, he comes into view. It looks like he's in a similar looking temple, although this one is seemingly one of fire. There's lots of blazing hot heat surrounding him, but he is talking to a bunch of fire-themed genasi in a circle, much like the one from the Temple of Istisia.
He's in the fire temple.
He's in the fire temple.
Alright, to the fire temple.
I don't know which one. I think that was.
Hope you guys bring
Uh,
your red shirt.
I am red.
Istitia was water, Grumbar sounds earthy. I'm gonna go with Kosuth.
Kosuth sounds like air. I don't know. I feel like that one sounds like air.
DM.
I have no
in
idea.
You
yeah,
can make a
main
religion check.
I think Grumbar was earth, Istisia was water.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I'll.
We did walk past them, and I mean,
Yeah,
I
we know what
apparently
each one of them is, but
So
might have
tell
forgotten.
me the info.
Oh yeah, no, Zuzu knows.
Okay. So, Zuzu, why did I call you that? Zumasu, you recall that Kosuth is the primordial of fire. Akadi is the primordial of wind.
I was right. It was Kosuth, and I
Right.
only guessed.
you didn't win any bets. Let's go.
Okay, we're going to Kosuth.
You head to the Temple of Kosuth, and a blazing heat overwhelms you. This place is quite a overwhelming, blazing place of heat, compared to the other places which are like a light mist, or a slight breeze, or just kind of dusty. But Kosuth's temple is an inferno.
Comfortable.
In the center, there is a tall, muscular sort of figure made out of brass, but the brass is like separated into pieces with fire linking it together as it floats in midair, hovering slightly as the fire kind of bends and twists. There's a big heat mirage like in front of you guys, waving the air in front of you. It's very hard to even breathe in here.
I miss having some of the clerics or the paladin stuff.
I can go in and I can get him for you if you want. If this is a problem.
I want to go talk to him too. I was the one who first buddied with him. I also want to see what he learned about the water person, if he learned anything else.
You glance around, and you do eventually lay eyes on Mist Splitter. It looks like he's formed a sort of bubble in a distant part of the temple chamber.
Walk
I
up
guess
to
I
it.
walk up. See, is he telling a story again?
It seems to be, but with the blazing inferno around you, which is kind of interspersed between the colonnades, like actual fire spinning around like a wreath. There's also jets of geyser flame surrounding the central pillar brass statue, and you rush over towards this big bubble, and as you pop through, there's like a bit of air for you to breathe, at least, but the heat is still present. Oh, hello. Um. Oh, shit, I forgot what voice I gave this guy.
I
Damn it.
remember.
Well, I guess he gets a new voice now. My friends, you have returned. I trust this isn't too uncomfortable for you all.
And not at all.
Oh, this is kind of nice, actually.
We don't want to interrupt your story, but we did want to have a chat.
It's fine. It was just finishing. So, tell me, what can I do for you?
We want to know if you heard of a story that has to do with the Times of Myth. Or the Cascade Halcyon, or Halcyon, what is it? What did I put this down as?
Halcyon Cascade.
Yes.
So, it seems you're a bit further than I thought. I wasn't going to pay you much mind, I'm afraid. Didn't strike me as very important. But if you're aware of this fact, that means you must have spoken to at least one of the genie lords themselves.
So you have heard the stories of the place?
I have. I certainly have. If you want to know the Halcyon Cascade and the Times of Myth, I have the key to bring you there.
Too easy. Don't like it.
Yeah, inside check.
There's some requirements, possibly.
Oh, there's certainly a requirement.
Shit.
No information is free. Of course, you did give me a rather significant secret last time. So, since this is a
One even
new
better
thing
now.
that you wish, I'll reduce my price a bit. Give me another secret. Perhaps one of this allure which you speak.
You want about a mage?
We could just give him the big one. We can't prove it quite yet, but we are certain to some degree.
Well, I'd like to tell you one about a story about a mage after we've just talked with the ones in the Confluence.
Ah, that's smart.
A
Yeah.
mage who supposedly was dead years ago that we think is alive and thriving.
And what is this of import to me?
Well, mage's name is Tanagrin, and if she is the same mage that is dead, that is presumed dead, that had access to the Confluence, she might be much more powerful now. Because when we last saw her, she was able to cast weather magic and was in control of a whole slew of ruins and giants.
I'm afraid this secret does not please me, as it is false.
It's,
That's interesting.
if Arn could be someone else, then maybe Tanagrin's someone else.
What about does the name A Taurus interest you at all?
That name has rumbled my way, yes.
Taking stone to boom crush. So, what would you suggest we tell them?
Well, I mean, something that
Everyone-
I don't care if anything bad happens to him. So mostly it's like, well, would anything from his past interest you or some of his current political leanings?
You know he has ties to the Vintners. Should we just tell him that he has teleportation portals set up between the realms?
No, I wasn't going to share that. I was going to share that he was associated with the demon cult.
Devils.
Devil cult, yeah.
Devils are smart, not chaotic.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
follow rule better. Yeah.
Wait,
So-
wait.
That's what
I-
I was going to share with him.
I'm getting confused, so I just want to make this point. Mephistopheles is a devil, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's not great.
Yeah. Which, that creature that spoke to us back in the pit, this is all in our head, I guess. Well, Miss Splitter's just watching us, just kind of staring at each other intently. It's a lot of sexual tension. The creature that was in that veil in that mirror was a devil, not a demon. It said that a Taurus was made a deal with them for something.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to share, is that he has associations and ties with devils.
Guess I'll share that with him. So I turn to him and go, well, a Taurus, what does he have, a seat on the...
He's a
Well,
consul.
he's a
Yeah.
consul for the Allorans, has what we suppose is direct ties to devils, if not a whole cult.
I dropped the name Mephistopheles. That's all I say. Specifically, Mephistopheles.
Now this is a secret worthy of my knowledge. Thank you, friends. And you will receive what you ask for. Now, ask me of it. Wish for a way to the Tines.
1 second. Should we just straight up ask? We wish for a way to get to the Tines of Myths.
Just say, wish for a way to the Tines. Yeah.
Right.
Tines of Myth.
We wish for a way to the Tines of Myth.
And the thing, the
Halcyon
goblet, the Helicon
Cascade.
Cascade.
We wish for a way to the Tines of Myth and the Helicon Cascade. Halcyon Cascade.
Halcyon, yeah, that thing.
It is done. And he produces his hand. The winds form a small tornado in the palm of his hand as he extends it out towards you, and it manifests into a small thundercloud which coalesces into a small key. The key appears to have like spikes for the front half of it, or the back half where you'd put your fingers, and the front half is just kind of like a spiked arrow, like a barbed arrow. This should lead you there. That is the best that I can offer, and it is exactly what I offered Shizarim when I told her where it could be found.
I give him a kind of grin like, ah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
I appreciate your secrets. They are well found. Thank you. Anyway, I must turn to my next story. Although, I suppose I should go to Grumbar. It's getting a little toasty. Even for my likes. Hard
We'll
to keep
follow
up
you
the
out.
oxygen.
Let's go and check out what he's given us.
Yeah, we come. I'm gonna follow him out. Me and Mao, I'm assuming, so we stay within the nice little cool bubble, and then we're gonna hand over the key to Boomcraft.
He does not keep the bubble up. The bubble kind of bursts, and he goes into genie mode, where the bottom half of his body is a tornado, and he spins off down to the next temple at about
I'ma do
90 feet per round.
I'm gonna use my dash action, so I'm keeping up.
Knockout normal.
Okay, you dash as he continues to fly onward.
I get out of the key, and I'm just kind of like sweating, and just kind of like, Boomcraft, this is the thing, examine it. God. I like water better than fire.
Yeah, agreed. Not necessarily. I don't like getting cooked.
Well,
It smells oddly of the tandoori chicken.
I mean, what do we do with it?
I was
I
assuming
mean-
Boom do an Arcana check or something on it, examine how its properties work.
Yeah, sure. That sounds like a good idea.
Okay. I'm gonna need... Yeah, an Arcana check will work. You intuit that this key probably points in the direction of the Tines of Myth, if what Mist Splitter said is true. But you're not sure exactly how to get it to point somewhere if it's just resting in your hand.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sticking the end, so the handle is like sticky, pointy.
Yeah.
Like if you finger through, you get pricked by the spikes.
I mean, if you did it really hard. It looks like a radiating sun almost on the finger end, and then an arrow on the other end.
Should we maybe hold off for a minute and see if we can gather any other info or explore the city a tiny bit more?
Well, this could also just be a way out, and we don't need to pay anything, and we just instantly go there.
Which is where being maybe a little bit... This is a magical city, maybe if we find something else to get us prepared too.
If anything, we should at least stop by to go see Smolder before jumping ship. But
Yeah.
Pretty good.
otherwise, I look up at him and I'm just like, he's usually kind of more forward and would say, let's go. So I'm sure he's
Indeed.
grumbling.
That sounds fine. Let's go, I guess, sending spell. Sending spell, Smolder. We can combine Scry and the sending spell.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send sending spells to Smolder. What exactly do we want to say? Hello, Smolder. It's Boom Crash and Mao. Are you in the Planar Promenade? We'd love to meet up.
Pretty good.
You send this off to Smolder.
Mhm.
As the runes disappear from your spell's cast, the words return on your ear fairly soon afterward. Boomcrash, I did enchantments for you. We can meet on the promenade.
Okay.
What'd she say? What'd she say? What'd she say?
She said that she recognizes us as someone that she's done enchantments for, and that we can meet on the promenade. So.
I think that means that we're just good customers if she remembers us.
Yeah, we gave her a decent amount of money, so.
Yeah, I believe you guys found an item for her
Yes.
Yeah.
that she had lost back in the Undercroft. Not from the Undercroft. You found it in the Underdark.
Mm-hmm.
Time to go and give her more money and maybe get more cool things.
The first time we went there,
And she's also, remember, she crafts magical artifacts, so she might be able to give us some guidance about how the hell to use this thing.
True. Yeah, that's also true.
I want to see if she has mithril armor I can get to replace this old stuff.
We might want to be a little vague on what the key is for, at least.
Oh yeah, no, we're just gonna say that it's our next step, and we don't have to tell her shit other than that.
Yeah, but maybe she can tell us stuff about Alore and what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can grill her on that too.
Okay.
I'll give her my fruit. I don't need
No
it.
one wants your fruit. Do you see how
It's
much
a
food is in this
opera.
place?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
All right, well, let's go. I'm good.
Okay, yeah, let's boogie.
Guys go down from the temples in the Arcane Wreath down to the Forum of the Plains, where once again the promenade greets you. Mao, you glance about, and Smolder is simply waiting flanked by her two gargoyles once more.
Very
Pretty
hard to
easy
miss.
to spot, even amongst the weirdos in the crowd. Hello.
How's she looking? She looking health stuff?
Yeah,
Like-
she looks fine. She looks
Okay.
just as she looked in Alore.
Good. She never got roughed up or nothing. That's
No, she got up before, I think.
Hey,
My friends.
give her a jaunty wave.
Hi.
I remember you all. Back from Alore, yes? What brings you to this mythical city? I thought only Genasi's could come here.
We made a friend.
Ah, of course.
I mean, we couldn't stay in Alore.
definitely couldn't stay in Alore. When did you, if I may be so bold, when did you kind of leave the city?
Business
What's
became less lucrative. People were trying to get me to build weapons for the wrong reasons, so I decided that my work is no longer required there. So I left
That-
Phamlidanh to see if I could find some odd commissions until this whole war thing blows over.
Makes sense.
I mean, I just kind of look around at everybody, just like, we might be those people who could commission you. But, yeah, we just figured we'd say hi. We just checking in on Alore and noticed that you were gone and just happened to think about you and found you here. Sorry.
We
to
have no
pry.
idea what's going on back home, so we're kind of hoping that you would have some news.
Fortuitous that you found me here. I don't know much about what's going on back in Alore. I do know that, well, people aren't out and about as much. I'm afraid the military's cracking down and invoking curfews and all these other things, trying to desperately root out the terrorist organizations there. Haven't made much progress or luck, but with that heat as well, I knew it was time for me to get out of there.
Did
I
they
won't
ever
lie,
catch
I've
the
been
Red Raven?
approached by both sides of that conflict.
Mm-hmm. I mean, business is business. We don't shame you for that.
Oh, I didn't want to have any part of it. I have a moral
Mhm.
code.
Did the vintners approach you as well? I'm curious how they're functioning through all of this.
The vintners came to me, the Leaf Crown came to me, even the terrorists. Well, I shouldn't call them terrorists. Never really
Yes,
liked the Senate themselves.
I was curious. What is it? Just one group? Is it a bunch of groups? Is it just anti-Senate sentiment?
Well, some people claiming to fly under the banner of the Red Raven, working for the so-called terrorist group. The vigilantes were asking for weapons. The vintners came to me trying to once again impress their protection program on me, which they know doesn't work, but they tried a bit harder this time. The Leaf Crown tried to
not a
demand that we create enchantments for them, but I'm not going to do that much work, and I'm not going to do it to help one side of a war. I'm just here to help adventurers.
No, we appreciate whatever help you can give us. If we are interested, if you have any wares that we could look at. After all, we are adventurers, and we do like your goods.
Yeah, they've saved our bacon quite a lot during our travels and our journey, so we'd appreciate it. And we have coin to spare.
Well, I certainly not deny that. My normal services are, of course, open for trade. I have my usual equipment on me. I had to resort to a few bags of holding to keep my things intact. I see Cinder Smite is treating you well.
Very well.
Ooh.
Good. I mean, she did make that for you.
Yes.
10 charges that.
I mean, unfortunately, it
Kinda
doesn't work against
cold.
anything else fire, but, you know, it is what it is.
Oh. The Yolton staff. Oh, that looks cool.
Oh, did
Oh,
you
yeah.
pop up the...
I
I
didn't
see.
pop it up, but she works as the
Yeah.
previous thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have money, so we can afford her now.
Staff
Uh,
of Frost.
First off, I had to, for certain reasons, get rid of my last mithril armor. I'd really like to replace that if I could.
That was made specifically for you. I'll need to procure a anvil of some sort.
He's trying not
You-
to be part of the Leaf Crown or any of that
Doesn't
other
need
nonsense
to
there as
be.
well.
It doesn't need to be Leaf Crown officiated. If you have just it lying, unfortunately, that'd be ideal. But I could do a commission and maybe get in contact at some point.
I mean, to get it in your size, it would take a lot of work. Also, I tend to get mithril from the Underdark. I'm a bit low on supply.
Hmm.
Could
What I
put a
can
deposit
do-
down for a commission?
I have runes that I can impress upon your armor that you have now. Could summon elementals for you to fight. Single-use items. I could apply silver to your weapons. I have plenty of that. Identifying items. I know legend lore as a spell. And I just have my stock upon me. I'm afraid I did part with the Conqueror longsword that's in the list, as well as Snowpiercer. Somebody wanted it. They said they wanted to catch something, a train, but either way.
Sorry, I couldn't keep that line.
Worst. No, we all decide.
Okay.
But the rest
So-
I still have available. Perhaps you as a paladin, I suppose you might be interested in Demon Cull? It's a great sword, and she produces it from the bag of holding one of her bags of holding. It's a +1 Fiend and Undead Bane greatsword. It's a long bastard sword, hand and a half thing, deals a bonus 2d6 damage to fiends and undead if you had to put a dice roll to it. It also constantly coats itself in holy water that comes from the mouth of a golden bearded man at the sword's hilt.
It's tempting, but I think at the moment I'm fine on weapons, and I pull out the nice ice thrower.
Oh,
I have my own magical weapon as it stands, and I couldn't use your wonderful shield if I used a great sword.
intriguing. I should like to take a look at this. Where did you find this wonderful artifact?
If we're being real, from an alien entity on this material plane.
In the desert somewhere.
We accidentally broke into somebody's stash. It was completely by accident, but he was willing to trade.
Are you aware of the outer worlds beyond this atmosphere?
I've heard tales of them, but I'm more intimate with the planes than the space beyond these crystal spheres.
Yes, we've had some unfortunate experiences, but one fortunate one with a outsider, I guess.
Interesting. Do you know this person? And the gargoyles seem to be, at least one of them is like holding back this wooden elf that is trying to force their way into the conversation. Please,
Uh-oh.
I need your help. You said that you didn't have money, but you're buying this? I heard you had coin to spare. And Donatar is back.
Yes, because the thing is that we spend coin on Flock, and you are not Flock. We want to help you, but ultimately, we don't know enough about your situation, and we may not be powerful enough to help.
Please, you have to help me. You're my only hope. The gargoyles like pull him back. Should I take care of this person for you? They seem to be bothering you. I can
Yes.
destroy them
Yeah.
with a snap of my fingers.
Let's not
Destroying's a little
resort to
excessive.
that.
They're
Um,
quite flammable from the looks of it.
Yes, they are. Okay. I hand off the key that we got to Mao, and it's like, figure this out. I'm gonna go talk.
Or
And
no,
I-
let me do this. You're a magic user. If
Okay.
anything, I'm the one who unfortunately is without magical ability at the moment.
Okay.
I'll pull them aside, so I'll just take them aside while you guys talk about this. But
Okay.
but I just have a question out of character. What is the tempering arms with elemental magic? Does that make it like if you tempered that to armor? Does that just make it resistant to something, or what would that be? The magic
It just
armor.
it just makes the armor magical.
Okay, does that actually do anything mechanically?
Not quite.
I mean, making it magical means that it can't be destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah, it does make it more difficult to destroy, and for weapons specifically, stuff will say it has resistance or immunity from non-magic weapons, that sort of thing.
Okay.
It's a cheap way to create a magic weapon. It's kind of beyond you guys at this point.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll take him aside. You guys can either go with that, or you guys can continue with your talk with Smolder.
Okay.
I mean,
You guys continue to talk to Smolder as Zumasu pulls Donatar aside.
Okay.
You don't know what it's like. Sorry,
No. Continue this
Sure.
narrative thread.
It just seemed a little more immediate, but
Yep.
Alright.
rest assured I will get back to you guys.
Shopping.
Shopping! Please, you don't know what it's like to not taste, to not feel. This is a punishment far worse than the offense.
we are adventurers, that is true, but that means we do have priorities. In our capacity at the moment, we don't think we can magically aid you. And although we have gold to spare, the cost to leave here would severely hinder our quest. How much was it again?
15,000.
For his
I have that on my
location.
person.
1,500 platinum.
For an Hinder one.
1,500 platinum.
So 15,000 gold.
So 15,000 gold.
Yeah, I don't even have that on my character. Let me just double check my character.
I have that on my character.
I
We picked up quite a bit.
guess.
We definitely have enough. We can afford it. We have 13,000 platinum in the party bank.
1,500 platinum.
And it's just 1,500. So we can afford this. It's just absurdly, incredibly generous to someone we don't know.
We're
Donatar,
not responsible for their happiness.
Alright,
Donatar
so-
just
look at me.
clasps his hands together and says, "Please, you have plenty of weapons. I can see that. You're strong heroes. Please, I just need to break this curse on myself.
Okay,
Show some compassion, man."
so
I'm
the
gonna
brother
kind of
of
tell him to
himself.
chill out for a second. I'm gonna go. Hold on. I need to know your character before I make any sort of decision here. So I guess I'm just gonna ask him to tell me a little bit more detail about his story, and if he actually does feel remorse, not because of the curse, but because of the actions he's taken. You said you had murdered somebody.
He sullenly nods and kind of rests his hands at his side.
And did you regret it in the moment, or after you realized what had happened?
I'm a native to Arborea. It's where elves go when pass on. I don't remember much of my first life, but I was good. Otherwise I would not have been there. Gone someplace else. I happened upon a dryad's grove, not realizing where I had come. The vines attacked me. Then came the dryad themselves. And I just attacked. My sword must have been strong enough. Felled her in one swoop. And as her head lay on the ground, she leaned up to me and, her dying breath, uttered a curse that I should roam the land. This twisted form, numb to all pleasures, for the rest of eternity. I cannot die. I cannot truly live either. I did not enter the afterlife for this curse. For an accident.
You said you needed to plant her seed. So why did you not do that after the incident?
I didn't know.
Why keep defending
I
it?
didn't realize that until I came here to Phamlidanh. The sages told me.
So you were seeking answers and found yourself stranded here after doing so.
He
How would
nods.
How did you even reach Phamlidanh? I thought this place could only be accessed through a quest of some variety.
I was brought here, yes. But I had no money to my name. I barely remembered what money was. It's unheard of on Arborea.
Are there others like you in the city?
There's no one
Stranded.
like me here. No one will pay me any mind.
Can I do an insight so far? Seeing if he's telling the truth, I guess.
Try.
Alright. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Seems genuine. As genuine as he can be. We're not sure if he knew he did something wrong at the time, or he had other intentions. Seems to be speaking in earnest.
Hmm.
Seems to genuinely lament his condition, but you don't know if what he did really was worse than he's letting on.
Hmm. You will still be here when we return.
I
'Cause we
cannot
have
leave.
business here. I need you to be forthright with me when I come back, and I might be able to help you.
I've been forthright. I've done all you asked.
Then I just ask this more. If you have been truly suffering for this whole time, what's a few more days once our quest is completed?
Suppose.
Do you pray to any gods?
Pray to the elven ones. Less so now.
Keep your faith. Sometimes it's the last thing we have. We'll
Do
come
you-
back. Come back for you.
Do you pray to any gods?
I try. They don't always listen, and I suppose I don't always either.
They've never answered any of my prayers.
The more reason to keep at least faith.
He just kind of lowers his head and kind of starts to sullenly walk away.
Can I do like a religion check on what gods are elven that he'd possibly pray to?
There's a lot of them.
Right. Can you name one particular one, I say as he's walking? Of the elven ones you particularly are fond of?
Don't know. None of them have answered me. Don't favor one over the other.
Well, when I see you again, choose one. That'll tell me you've done what I've asked.
He just kind of lets out a breath of air and turns away.
Okay. In my spare time, I might look up the elven gods, I guess, in a tiny bit. Like Zumosa will.
Okay. Mao, Smolder, Boomcrash.
Mm.
What are you guys
Um,
doing?
Smolder, darling, sweetie, we have a magical item and we're not quite sure how to use it. And would love to get any insight on how to use it because this is the next step in our journey. And I hold out the key.
She plucks it gingerly from your hand. Where did you find this?
It was a part of a transaction that we got in exchange. What is it? You're obviously familiar with it.
I'm not sure. But it feels of import. I will see what the legend lore has to say.
Thank you.
She begins to cast legend lore for you guys. It takes the form of various runed, coin-shaped stones that flare with a red emberish script. She tosses them out onto the ground, and then she blows out a thick blast of smoke over the runes, which some fly into the air, some do not. Others choked by the soot that has been blown over by the smoke genasi's breath. Few runes rise to the air, and she pieces them together and forms a story that she can see before her. This is an ancient key. Key to the times of myth. It it does exist. Interesting. The Times of
I'm
Myth is
gonna try and grab it back.
a place beyond reality. You grab the key, but the spell has been cast.
Okay.
She learns the lore of this item.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, this is fine.
This key will take you to the lands that inhabit the Times of Myth. You will find it is a pentagonal pyramid of topped with obelisks pointing towards the sun, and within you'll find things that only exist within dreams. Things that cannot exist, that are beyond our own reality, including the treasures of the ancients, very old objects. It's coming to mind the Halcyon Cascade. Oh, this is mythical stuff. To use the item, must place it within a vessel of water. Should float despite its iron, and point towards the tines themselves on a clear day. Well, not that hard here in the Scablands.
I was going to say, this kind of a clear day surrounded by lava and such, but okay.
It's a compass pin.
Cool.
If you seek the Tines of Myth, and an artifact of this magnitude must have grown very powerful indeed.
It's not for us.
We do okay.
Is there anything else that I can help you with? Because you now have
do
piqued
we-
my interest.
I mean,
Do we want any of her stuff?
I
I mean,
could always commission something. I'm afraid
I
that's
wanna
all
do
I
that.
can do at this point, if you aren't interested in my other items.
Armor commission. Because the armor's better because it's stealth check and dexterity better type stuff.
Oh, what does
I mean-
defending? What's defending do? I forget. Plus 1 AC.
That one's a weird and specific one. Hold on.
Look it up,
Defender. Got it. So the first time you attack with the weapon on each of your turns, you can transfer some or all of the weapon's bonus to your armor class. So like if it's a +3 weapon, you can get +3 AC and -3 to your attack.
Okay, I get ya. No, that's gonna require attunement, so I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna be interested in anything.
Very well. If you seek that mithril armor, I'm afraid it will cost you a bit more, as I'll need to acquire the mithril.
Does that mean an advanced payment?
Afraid so.
Do that.
How much?
I can skip her the whole thing and it's reserved.
If you have it, from the looks of it, you seem to be strapped for cash. I joke, of course. So,
Boom Crash just blinks.
you adventurers are seeking out the Tines of Myth. I assume you can pay the extra for the mithril arms and armor. So,
Let's
that
see,
will run you
it's-
about 3,000
1950.
gold pieces.
Okay. I take that out of the party bank and I give it to her.
Thank you very much. I will have your measurements now. And a gargoyle leans over you and pulls out a measuring tape.
Yeah, I'm probably walking back now, being like, okay, when we get back, I did promise to talk with that guy. I might set aside my coin to deal with that, depending on what I learn.
You do you.
Seemed earnest enough, but something seemed like he was hiding.
His guilt.
Possibly.
It-
But from what I'd seen, like where he came from wasn't supposed to be someplace where that should happen. I'm not sure.
Crash sort of takes you aside after handing over the money and sort of says, like, Zumasu, you do understand that in the end, you might just have to take a leap of faith and decide that whether or not he deserves it, you need to make the choice about you and whether or not you want to be kind and charitable. There is no doubt in my mind that he has a great need, and it's something that we do have the power to alleviate.
Of course.
But it's up to you. I'll support you no matter what you want to do, okay?
I think have you figured out what happened with the key?
Yeah, it basically acts as a compass. We put it in a body of water, and it'll tell us where we need to go.
So I guess we should leave soon.
Yeah.
I suppose there is one more thing I'd like to try before we go. I might head back up to the temples to talk on my own.
Okay.
As you're doing this, the gargoyle is measuring up Zumasu and getting measurements for his armor, kind of lifting you up off the ground as it like gets into your like groinal region. As you're talking to Boom Crash.
Mhm.
Well, I hope you're not planning on helping that vagrant. They've been around here for a while, and they just spend it all on mead.
You know anything else about them?
Nothing much. But they've duped lots of people. I assume. People have given them money. Never as much as, well, enough to get off of this city. But all I ever see him is drinking that Arborian mead, getting from the Sangam. Fancy stuff for a vagrant. Anyway, I have your measurements. What was that, dear?
How does the portal thing work? You hand it over to a wizard, or?
Well, it costs a lot to get into the outer planes. Inner planes is a lot easier, that's where I do most of my work. But it's easier as well to just sit on the promenade and wait for wealthy commissioners to waddle on through.
But is it something that can be observed? If somebody was to make sure that he was sent back to his right realm, that would be doable?
I suppose you could. No one's ever given him that much money, to my knowledge. Of course, I've only been here for a month or so.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I have your measurements. I will try my best to get you your mithril armor. It'll probably take somewhere in the line of a week to finish. Maybe 4 days if I'm working on around the clock.
I appreciate it, Smolder. If I could make a suggestion about the style, I'd like something a little less flashy than the Leaf Crown logo. Something more neutral.
Well, do you have your own crest that you wish for?
Yes.
Anything
Branding.
anything that you would want in particular, Mr. Serpenthelm?
I don't necessarily want Snake, so even though I'm can I like say that I gave her something but give you something later?
Wait, say that again?
Could we say that I gave her something but I don't at the moment know what I want to give her yet?
You write down something on a piece of paper and hand it to her.
Yeah.
She looks
Yes.
up at you and kind of raises her eyebrows. Like, you want this?
That'll be fine.
Alright, it's your... The customer's always right, I suppose. Well, I will keep this in mind, and she puts it in her smoky hair and it singes into flames. Well, pleasure seeing you again. Good times in Allure, but better ones, hopefully, in the future.
Agreed.
Come on, Brutus, Nero, let's go. Let's go work on this armor, I suppose. To the brassworks? I could probably find something there. What do you think? Never mind, you're not much for conversation.
Nice seeing you again.
You too as well, Mao, Boomcrash, Zumosu, and the other one.
Finally, someone knows my name.
Smolder goes off into the promenade and descends the stairs of Phamlidanh.
Alright, well, I mean, we can play around and figure out where our direction's going while we're waiting for Zumosu if he wants to go to the temples.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm gonna go buy a bowl and put water in it.
go and buy a bowl and put water in it.
Yup.
You can easily find a gold for... Sorry, a bowl for a gold. They don't really have too many common bowls here, so it's usually a fancy one.
God damn it, fine.
Terrible. Terrible. Fancy bowl for the fancy bird.
Did you say
Purple.
fancy bowl?
Yes.
I would like that.
I buy
Well, we
4
can't-
fancy bowls.
Because it's a spell component.
Fair. We can have a set. Do you need it in brass or copper or bronze?
Seriously, you know how I told you that guys said you could eat something other than gruel if you gave me a fancy bowl? That's a spell.
Is it Hero's Feast?
Now you're
It's
tempted. Now you're tempted.
I was
Isn't-
gonna buy
Isn't
4
that like
bowls.
1,000 gold?
That is a very fancy bowl,
It is a very fancy bowl.
which can be found.
I mean, I say have the component. That is
Okay. We ignore the bowl. We do this. The object that we're looking for, the halcyon, it's apparently a cup.
Goblet.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find bowls in there. So we'll just do it there.
Seems to be a bowl-like establishment, so...
Okay.
No, that there's a practicality for getting a fancy china.
But we get that after once we get there. We can trade the bowl for the goblet once we get there, but we need the bowl first. To help us get there, because we have to fill it with water, put the key in, have the key point us in the direction.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this is a metaphorical key and it just points us into a dimension. 'Cause if not, we have to
It's
walk
about
more.
50-50 whether it's that simple or not.
Shit. Why is magic dumb?
Magic makes
Yeah.
perfect sense if you study it.
If magic was smart, it would be called science.
Didn't that wizard say that magic is shit?
Magic can do some crazy shit
Oh, do some crazy shit. Okay, well, I don't. As long as
and
not-
bring some crazy shit.
I feel like most of the
So.
magic is just reverse engineered phenomena.
Yeah.
It's happening and somebody happens to see something that does A to B.
So, okay,
Right,
so
backwards.
let's get to it then, I guess.
I go buy a bowl.
Okay, you go and you find a at least 1,000 gold piece bowl. Is studded what appear to be jade pieces of gems. Looks like there's some orange gems as well, ovular in shape, going up and down the bell of the bowl, which is resting on a cloud-like motif of a base. And it has handles on the edges that are seemingly of birds kissing at the far edges. It looks
Cool.
like it would do well to hold some water in.
I unfold my pocket and I crawl into the pocket and I go down and I grab 1,000 gold pieces because I don't feel like paying in platinum. And I pull it out and I bring it up and I hand it to them. I'm like, here you go. Fold it up. Put that thing in the pocket.
Thank you very much, kind madam.
I just literally toss the bowl in the pocket and I close it up.
Right, you're presumably off shopping in the Genasi hold. That's more often where you'd probably find such a
Sure.
thing. Zumasu, are you headed to the temples to do some soul searching?
Pretty much. I want to try and talk to the primordials.
Amon and Boomcrash, what are you guys doing, I guess, for the rest of this day?
Um, I don't really have much of an agenda otherwise. Like, I've studied my spell book, I've written down my new spells, I have my healing potions. I'm just going to support whoever has a particular errand or
Oh,
duty that they want to do.
I think I know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm going to cast uh, divination, and commune because that seems like a good thing to do.
Okay. Are you going back to the Gawking Human to do that, or just out in the open?
The gawking human because cracking open skulls is kind of, you know,
A private
obvious.
thing.
It's a weird flex.
Zoo has one of the talking stones, and I think Mon, you have the other.
It was either
Um,
Boomcrash or
Yeah,
Amon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Zoo. I'm a little worried about him, and I've hung out with him on a lot.
I'll
So
hang out with the Mon.
Passing
Okay.
Amon,
Yeah.
that's speaking
you guys
stone.
are bonding. So
We're
you
just
guys should continue bonding.
we're just
our
snickering in
mutual
the
lack
room.
of empathy. It's like,
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, we hate each other, right? Yeah,
Okay.
we do.
Yeah.
We can do this as Amon goes to help Mao find a spell component before he goes off and does the divination. So, I guess that's where we can end it for the night, with Amon and Mao off to vaguely go shopping, and Zumasu and Boomcrash vaguely to search some souls. Alright, well, good session, everybody. Thank you,
Oh.
everyone that came out to watch. You can watch the Dorkvision stream every Sunday from 9 p.m. to midnight. And you can watch our sister stream, The Eternal Undermountain, on Wednesdays from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find my book of Gastromancy and Noble Crumpet's Guide to Slimes on DriveThruRPG. You can find Noble Crumpet's Book of Secrets and my City Generator on the DM's Guild. Meantime, I guess we will see if the party can go out and find the Tines of Myth now that they have a direction to head, or wait for Zumasu's armor to finish. We'll see next time. Thanks, and have a good one. Good night,
Have a
everyone.
good week.